Hello and welcome to a DFS strategy video for the 2023 John Deere Classic. My name is Eric and here at SweetSpotDFS, it's all about trying to optimal lineup every single week. And in these strategy videos, what I like to do is combine a little bit of what we learned in the preview video that I put out Monday, add in the SweetSpot Ranks, the Marquee Tee Times, as well as the anchor buckets to really try to anchor down on a few players as our core to build our lineups around. So that is what we're going to be doing in this video. Of course, I'll be building lineups at the end of the video using the optimizer that I use every single week. If you would like access to that optimizer, all you gotta do is be subscribed to the channel. Here, let me pull it up on the screen right now. All you gotta do is be subscribed to the channel, comment here on the live version or any of the other videos that I have, and I will send it your way. I can do it while we're live. So this is what it looks like. It utilizes all of the buckets that I talk about throughout the preview video as well as the strategy video. Of course, you don't have to think anything about the buckets because it's already built in here. And of course, I have a video on it. If you check out the description of the video, you can learn all about how to use this optimizer. But also while I'm live, if you want to use it, ask me questions while I'm live and I will help you navigate through the optimizer. Of course, I also have a cheat sheet that's available. If you check the link in the description or the description here, you'll see a link to the cheat sheet. You can follow along with me while I go through the strategy video. Mine's going to look just a little bit different. I'll zoom up on mine just so you can have a better look at mine. But yeah, the cheat sheet's available. I see someone in there already. So if you do want to follow along with me, again, link is in the description. But yeah, part of the strategy video too is building lineups at the end. So when we go through and we kind of identify some of our anchor plays, by all means, keep 2 to 4 of those guys in mind. And when we get to lineup building, go ahead and give me 2 to 4 of those golfers, and I will build lineups around those golfers. And then at the end of this video, what I'm going to do is actually do kind of a crash course in ReignMakers. If you are unfamiliar with ReignMakers, or if you are playing like you're dabbling or whatever, it's more meant to be for like beginners. Everything that I have learned so far using ReignMakers, that is what I'll be covering. If I don't have timestamps available by the time you're replaying this, just check the end of the video. I'm going to keep it all the way to the end, and that's when we'll discuss it. I couldn't speak with it with a friend, so I told him that I would just, well, I just told him I would cover it in one of these videos. That way, anything that I would tell him, I would do, or I'm going to be doing in this video. So that's what we're going to be covering in the strategy video. Let's not waste any time. Let's go ahead and get into it. I already have the spreadsheet open. Oh, wait a minute. Giveaway. Yeah, let's do some giveaway reminders really quick. If you're subscribed to the channel, or if you're not subscribed and you want some chances to win some money, I have a weekly and a monthly subscriber giveaway. All you have to do is be subscribed to the channel and participate on the channel. And the way you participate is to comment on my videos. So you get 1 free entry per video. So I think I already put 5 of them out. This will be number 6. Right now, Joanne, good evening, and Steve. Hey, Steven, I haven't seen you in this chat ever, so welcome. You guys get entries to the giveaway just by, well, being subscribed and participating on the channel. So that is how you can get entries into these giveaways. And of course, all of these weekly giveaways will get put into the monthly giveaway, which I'll run at the first Monday of the new month. So we just did that 2 days ago. We're Shot Like Hard in one. And if you want a chance to win, I mean, we have to hit that sub goal all the way over there to the left. You see that over there, 564 to 600. And if we hit 600 by the end of the month, I'm giving away $50 right up there. If not, I'll give away a SweetSpotDFS t-shirt or even a golf ball. Whatever works for you guys, I will certainly provide that. But that is what is on the line. Of course, I also have a Prize Picks, let's call it a refund. So if you sign up on Prize Picks using the promo code SweetSpot and put at least $20 in your account, I will give you $20 back. But Prize Picks will match your deposit up to $100. So if you are interested in playing Prize Picks, you haven't signed up yet and you're in a state that allows it, go ahead, use that promo code SweetSpot, put some money in your account, whether it's 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. you're still going to get $20 from me, and Prize Picks will match your deposit. So easy way to play for free. And then Fridays, so tomorrow, there'll be a protected flex. And what that means is you can put up to $20 on a flex play, and you're guaranteed to get that $20 back. So if none of your picks hit, you get your $20 back. Every Friday, you can play for free. You can have a free lotto ticket. It's been a lot of fun. Me and my friends have been doing it. Every single Friday, I go ahead and give them my favorite picks, and we kind of tail each other. We had a hit last week. That's been the only hit for the last like 6 weeks. But hey, our balance has increased since starting it. So if you are interested, again, link in the description. So that's what we have for giveaways. I just mentioned the optimizer earlier. I also mentioned this the cheat sheet. So there we go. We have covered all of the giveaways. Let's go ahead and get into this. What's going on, Shot Like Harden? Taylor Moore wins this week. We'll see. Let me go ahead and throw my hat up so I can get some more light on my face. All right. So when we start the strategy video, I like to talk about the SweetSpot ranks just so you have an idea. If you're using the optimizer, and when I use this optimizer a little bit later, what it's going to take into account are the SweetSpot ranks. It actually takes into account this metric that's over here. So if I pull up that optimizer, you're going to see that metric is located right here. That's how I load them into the optimizer. So if you are using the optimizer, that's where it comes from. It comes from the SweetSpot score. And that SweetSpot score takes into account all of the point totals that come from these columns here. If you're on the cheat sheet, you can also follow along, and you can see all of those point totals over here in columns CY to DQ. So all of these columns here on the cheat sheet, you can see all the points that go towards it. It is worth noting, I gave Ludwig Aberg an 80-point bonus, and I think I gave him a little bit more. I think I gave him an 80-point bonus and then a 50-point bonus because I just like Ludwig that much. And I think, I gave him 80 points because that's how much Matt Kuchar's getting towards his. And I think Ludwig Aberg, if he was on the OWGR, would be ranked ahead of Matt Kuchar. So that's why he got the 80 points. The 50 points is just, he doesn't have enough events in my model to get the full bonus points that come with how well he's been playing. So I just gave him an extra 50 points. So anyways, that's where my point totals come in. And if you have the optimizer, you can update this however you'd like. But anyways, moving on back to my spreadsheet, OWGR, I look into that. I want to give the best players a little bit of a bonus over, the lower ranked players. And this is one way to do it easily. There's only one grass to look at. So grass 1 is all bent grass stats. I'm looking at stats dating all the way back to 2013 for overall stats. So that's what this column and this column look at. This LY grass just means last year grass, which really just means 1 full year of data from this date dating back 1 year. So these are average finishing positions. This is all tiered, and then it's watered down 50% because that's just how I do my grass stats. I am looking at season-long bogey avoidance, birdie or better, driving distance. I'm looking at recent form DraftKings points average, average finishing position, and then their round-by-round scoring average. This is all tiered and then also watered down 50%. And recent form for me goes back the last 7 weeks. I don't care about rounds. I just want to look at the last 2 months. That's truly what I think recent form should be. And then I'm looking at season long, or I should say 1 full year's worth of data when it comes to their average DraftKings points, round by round scoring, round under 70 percentage, cut made percentage, DK top 10 percentage. This is all just to get the best scoring individuals a higher rank. And when it spits out, Emiliano Grillo is my #1 golfer, followed by Adam Hadwin. These two I already built my lineups prior to, I did this last night. These two guys are definitely, I just let the optimizer do its work. They're definitely the highest, I have the highest exposure on these two golfers, and I don't even care. I think these are two wonderful golfers to build your lineups around. Emiliano Grillo, Adam Hadwin. And then you can see Denny McCarthy. He is the top priced guy. He's 3rd in my model. Henley is the 2nd price guy. He is 4th in my model. Cam Young is still 5th in my model despite how poorly he's been playing this year. So it all works out. If I were to go ahead and sort this from salaries top to bottom, I usually like to look where the 8K range is, like the bottom of the 8K range. So you can see Doug Gim here is on line 25. So anyone that is less than $8,000 that shows up right up here, I would view as a value. So when we go ahead and sort this out by ranks once again, we have KH Lee up there. I can tell you right now, I have a lot of exposure to him in my lineups. Brendan Todd, same thing, $7,600. It seems like a pretty good value for him. Here's line 25. So anything above or anything lower than 8,000 that shows up. So like Hubbard, a good value. Todd, KH Lee. We can even call Will Gordon and Michael Kim down here, and Adam Svensson, all good values. Same with Justin Lauer. Sold a bunch of Justin Lauer ReignMaker cards this week, and I'm totally fine with that because I really don't know when I'm going to play Justin Lauer in these upcoming events. Maybe I should have kept held on to him for like the Barracuda or Barbasol, but I have no idea how ReignMakers is going to do those 2 tournaments. So anyways, that's for later on. Again, I'm going to talk about ReignMakers at the end of this video. And we can even call SH Kim down here a value, and even maybe Bo Hosler. So some weird price guys, I guess. Alex Smalley, maybe a little overpriced. Chris Kirk, maybe a little overpriced. This is probably where Seamus Power should be. Shank, maybe a little overpriced. Obviously, really good recent form. And some 8K golfers. Taylor Montgomery up here. We all know I don't really care for Taylor Montgomery's golf swing, but number 7 in the model. And for the most part, when I built lineups, I kind of just try to stay true to the optimizer, because last week, Adam Hadwin showed up a bunch. Like when I was running the optimizer, I'm like, that's too much Adam Hadwin. I don't want that much Adam Hadwin. What did he do? He tied for the lead, went into a playoff, could have won the damn thing. Still finished 2nd, was in the optimal lineup. Like sometimes we have our own biases, and we have to, have to kind of shake that out of our head. The optimizer using the buckets has identified, at least last week, that Hadwin was a good play. Why not play Hadwin? Montgomery is that guy this week for me. I don't like Montgomery. I wouldn't want to play Montgomery, but he shows up in the optimizer a bunch. He's in a lot of the good buckets, so I'll be playing a decent amount of Taylor Montgomery this week. So that kind of rounds off the SweetSpot ranks. I'll get to chat soon. I see all you guys posting, but I'm going to get through this. I'm going to go right into the Marquee Tee Times. So if you're unfamiliar with this, most of you guys already know, we use the SweetSpot ranks. We add up their cumulative score for all 3 golfers that are paired up together. Whatever ranks better are the top marquee groups. And the top 9 groups I consider the marquee groups. So I will highlight each one of these, and you can also follow along with me on the cheat sheet, by the way. You can sort the same way. I sorted by group rank. So you guys can do that as well on the cheat sheet and see who are in the Marquee Tee Times. Another way you can look at this is here in column A, everything that's highlighted green is considered a Marquee Tee Time. The reason I have these light green down here, it's like they're borderline, Marquee Tee Time. They're number 8, number 9 groups. If you wanted to change that out on the optimizer, you certainly can. Just so you can see what that looks like. All of these numbers for group, this is considered these are all the Marquee Tee Times. Anything that has a number here, because the optimizer has to look at that. If you see someone in group 9 like Ryan Palmer, and you're like, you know what, I'd rather use group 9 on someone else, like a different group. I want to make sure that we choose golfers from that. You certainly can. Group 8 and 9 is kind of equivalent to like Degenerate 75's honorable mentions. So I include it just to include it. But if I'm being honest with you, I haven't seen a lot of golfers from that range or from those 2 Marquee Tee Times be in the optimal lineup. And that's why I go over the Marquee Tee Times, by the way. If you're unfamiliar with that, I go over Marquee Tee Times because usually 2 to 4 golfers from the Marquee Tee Times are in the optimal lineup. Last week we had 4. The week before that we had 3. The week before that we had 3 as well. So it's definitely something to consider when building your lineups. Also, because I've monitored this, or I've analyzed this dating all the way back before Phil won the PGA Championship at Kiowa Island. So this is 2+ years now we're going on. The percentage is like 90% of the time, 2 to 4 golfers from the Marquee Tee Times finish in the optimal lineup. With that, they're never playing together. So I usually say choose 2 to 4 groups that you like from the Marquee Tee Times and only one golfer from each of those groups to put in your lineups. That's what we're going to anchor our lineups around. So just to show you what that looks like, Shot Like Harden likes Taylor Moore. He thinks Taylor Moore is going to win. So what Shot Like Harden should do is not play Russell Henley and not play Chris Kirk to go with Taylor Moore. Now, is it possible that those two guys could, well, one, be in the GPP winning lineup? Yes. Could they also be in the optimal lineup? Absolutely. But it's like 10% or less of the time. So why don't we just use our numbers, give us our best possible outcome, and not pair up Taylor Moore with Henley or Kirk? What Shot Like Harden could do is then pair Moore at $9,400 with like Emiliano Grillo. And then if he wants one more guy, we could choose someone down here. Like maybe we just do 3 9K golfers. So you have JT Poston. Maybe you don't like him. Maybe you want Lucas Glover. And there you go. You got 3 golfers. Or if you're feeling a little risky, why don't you grab a 4th golfer and say like Nick Hardy, who I think is actually a really good play this week. So that is how I identify essentially my core, how I want to build. But also, I don't really have to think about this. I could anchor in 2 guys. So let's say Shot Like Harden's using this optimizer and he goes, you know what? I like Taylor Moore. We have already identified that. And Emiliano Grillo. Let's do that. So you anchor these guys up. Guess what? There's this section down here called Group 1 through Group 9. You can see we want to select no more than 1 from each of those groups. We have 0, so it doesn't really have to choose anything. But then right here, this max, you're telling the optimizer we want to select at least 2 of these guys, but up to 4. So all of it all plays into the optimizer. You don't even have to think about it. So if you're like, you know what, I really like Moore, I really like Grillo, but I'm not sure about Nick Hardy and I'm not sure about Lucas Glover, but I do like those guys. Chances are the optimizer will build you a lineup with those guys. Let's just see what it looks like. I'll hit run optimize and see if any of those guys show up. They do not. Instead, we include Cameron Young. And as you keep running this, you can see this little N over here. That's going to kick out Robbie Shelton from the next one because I want to build unique lineups every single time I hit run optimize. So we got another 6K golfer. Let's see if we can get Lucas Glover in here somehow. We don't, but Justin Lauer shows up. All right. We'll save that building lineups a little bit later just to show you what it looks like. But you could, if you wanted to, go in here and find Lucas Glover, who was, what, $7,200, and say, all right, let's just see what some Lucas Glover lineups look like. Then you just hit run optimize. Everything will just come right back up because that's the brilliance of this. It's a pretty good lineup right there. So that's what you can do on the optimizer, and that's what we'll be doing at the end, or, you know, middle of this video. So we'll talk about this for an hour, the strategy part, and get into building lineups. But yeah, these are the Marquee Tee Times. So those in the chat, if you want me to build lineups for you a little bit later, try to memorize these groups. If not, go ahead and get to the cheat sheet. Do the same thing here, like I said. So if I scroll over to the cheat sheet, again, you can find a link to that in the description. Put that DraftKings filter on and then sort by this group rank, column O. Go ahead and search by there. Let me just update something really quick because I don't know if any of you guys are confused by this, but it is not POA. It is bent. So make that update. Make it look a little bit prettier. And then we can hide this. There you go. So you do the same thing. You can see they're all lined up the same way that I have them lined up on my sheet. Again, you can do this by checking the link in the description. That gets you to the cheat sheet. Okay. Now that we've covered the Marquee Tee Times, the SweetSpot Ranks, let's go ahead and get into the anchor buckets. Once again, you can follow along with me on the cheat sheet with this. All you got to do is go to the bucket system, go up to the filter, find the bucket system, put that on there. And the first place we're going to go is this max projection right here. So go to that filter by condition. We're going to go in greater than or equal to. I got ahead of myself there. greater than or equal to 2. That is the condition we want to put in there. And technically, these are all of the anchor buckets right for this tournament, I should say. However, for the purpose of this stream, I want to make sure that it's easier to find our anchor plays. One way that I do is I go to this bucket total section. I go to this year because that's how many golfers from each bucket are playing in this field. So I will go here and basically just clear everything out. Now, technically, I want to find 30 or less. That's my key number. That's the perfect number for me to do this while streaming. That's difficult this week because we only have 2 numbers, 9 and 12, meaning we only have 2 buckets to choose from. So let's just go ahead and look at the 1 bucket. But remember, if you just select all, technically these are all the anchor buckets. But recent form 2 is really the only bucket to talk about, and that's fine. I think that's fine. So when you're on the cheat sheet, I would just sort, make sure, if you have a filter on here, well, you're going to want to put a filter on here. Sort salaries top to bottom. It's just the easiest way to do it. And then you're going to go into the recent form bucket or the filter there, clear everything out, and we're just going to select 2. These are the golfers that we probably want to anchor our lineups around. And really how it reads, as you can see, I have it highlighted. When we go into the projections, we talked about this in the preview video. This projection is 1 to 3. I even include this column over here as like a conservative max projection. That's 2.01. I'm really going to confuse you guys here because that is such a low maximum number. Of course, we always round up. So that minimum would be 1. That maximum would be 3 because 2.05 still rounds up to 3. However, that's so close to being less than 2 that I think what I did on the optimizers, I made it 0 out of 3. Let me double check. Recent form 2. Yep. I made it 0 out of 3. I didn't want to do that. Yeah, 0 out of 3. So I'm not super confident that you want to select at least one guy from here, but when we look back at this, I think it's pretty safe. We have Denny McCarthy, Russell Henley, and Ludwig Aberg. I think one of those guys just by themselves have a really good shot at finishing inside the top 10. And then from there, we have Adam Hadwin and Eric Cole in the 9K range. If it's not one of these guys, I could see one of these guys finishing inside the top 10. And if it's not one of those guys, we also have Alex Smalley and Sepp Straka that are 8,600 and above. And then obviously a lot of people like Ches Reavie this week. No problem going to Peter Quest. So you know what? I think what I want to do, I'm going to actually leave it 0 to 3. These golfers just show up kind of naturally in the optimizer because they're the top ranked golfers in my model. So I got no issue anchoring around one of these guys. And you can already see 5 of them are in the anchor buckets just by these green numbers over here alone. So 5 of them are in the anchor buckets. I don't think you have any issue, any worry with anchoring around one of these guys. So again, those in the chat, if you want me to build lineups for you, maybe you select one of these 5. If you don't, that's totally fine. Perhaps it's one of these 6 or 7, I should say. Ches Reavie's in there. So that's going to cover the one and only anchor bucket that we have. So we've already gone through this in 23 minutes. Wow. Usually takes about an hour because we're talking about all the anchor buckets. Which is fine. That's cool. Now we have more time to build lineups. I don't think there's anything else to cover in the strategy video. No, that was good. We cruised through everything. Was I just talking that fast and I was able to get through everything that quick? Let me go ahead and acknowledge the people in chat. Welcome on in, everyone. Joanne says, good evening. I did recognize that earlier, but once again, Joanne, good evening. Stephen Drakes, who do you have as the best outright winner bet? So I live in Minnesota. I can't really do bets unless I were to do like offshore betting. I know the betting game has a lot to do with the number that you're getting a golfer at. So I don't know what those odds are. I couldn't tell you who is the best outright winner. What I could say is just my general feelings as to, you know, some of the what I would imagine are the best bets, I guess. I don't know. Anyone in chat who throw out some odds of some golfers, like golfers that you like. Maybe I will tell you if I like those or not. But I mean, I don't know what numbers you're getting on golfers like Emiliano Grillo. Like if you're getting like 30 something to 1 on him, I say you hammer that all day long. I guess the same kind of applies with Steven Yeager. Like him, if you can get like a 50 or better on Taylor Montgomery, I think that's also a really good choice. I guess I just don't know the odds. So I can't really answer that one, Steven. I'm sorry. Of course, shot like Harden, we saw Taylor Moore wins this week. Ryan in the chat says, shots, I promise you, Shank week. And shot like Harden goes, I like Shank a lot too. I have a top 5 on Shank. That seems like a decent bet. I met his aunt a couple weeks ago, his whole family going Sunday. So I got no problem with like positive juju on a guy, but I always think that's funny. Like Ryan must think he's just like a lucky charm or something. You run into their family and you think that because of that Shank's gonna win. I like the positivity. Don't get me wrong. Love it. Hey, maybe you did rub off some magical beans on him or something. I don't even know where the hell to go with that one, but maybe. Ian Christensen goes, what's up, Eric and Sweet Spot crew? Hey, what's going on, Ian? Golf league today kind of sucked. I rushed out there after work, so I had like no practice. My team's running behind. Not only am I running behind, but so too is my team. So we get to the first tee, and I'd been working on stuff, and I'm trying to remember everything that I've been working on. Hit a drive, which was fine. It was ugly, but it was fine. Hit an iron that went way over the green. I don't know how. I tried to tone it down, but it did. Chipped up to like 6 feet. And I've been kind of messing with the saw grip on my putter. So it was the first time I actually like utilized that grip. Because I'm so right-hand dominant that my putts are being so affected by that dominant right hand. I just haven't had a lot of time. But what feels natural is the saw grip. Go up there and first putt. Greens are super slow. Like they've been fast forever, but I think because of the rain we got, they were slow. So I left it short on the amateur side. So I started with a bogey. Ended up finishing 38, so it was fine. I had 1 birdie in there. Could have had 3 birdies easy, but if I just could read a damn putt, it'd have been better. So yeah, league was fine. Well, league sucked, but it was fine. Hey everyone, let's rock this week, says Ryan. Ryan, I hope we do rock it. I hope you do as well. Do the Rainmaker cards roll over to next year? Charlie Carden asks. I don't think so. What I heard is they get minted, and then you can use those to craft for next year. So I'll cover more of that a little bit later. If you're around in chat, ask me then. Abe Froman's son. Thought on Sung You'll Know. Think he's going to finish top 15. I think he's a solid play, honestly. Like he showed up in a couple of my laps. I think he's like $6,800, right? I think somewhere around there. I have no issue rounding up your lineups with Sung You'll Know. Yep, there he is. 66th in my model. I think that's fine. Not super great on bent grass, but that's fine. I think we can overlook that. Yeah, Sung You'll Know. I have no issue playing Sung You'll Know. Ryan McQueen goes Grillo, Kirk, Moore, Wu. I'm sure that's Dylan Wu. Callum Tarran and Nick Hardy. Seems like a solid lineup. That's what, 3 9s and 3 7s. Charlie Harden with the money bag. T Moore 33 to 1. Shank is 8 to 1 top 5. That's solid. I like that. Smalley's 30 to 1. Yeah. Not my favorite odds on Smalley, honestly. I don't think I wouldn't bet that. Just my take. I mean, what are Smalley's top 5 or top 10 odds? Because maybe I would do like a top 10 if he was like 5-1 or 4-1. I'm sure you can't get that with those odds, but I don't know. All right, we ready to build some lineups? Like I said, I've already built 100 lineups, actually. I built 109 lineups. So how about this? Let's throw some music on like we always do. Found a new playlist to play from, so I hope you guys enjoy it. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go down to this one. Yeah, we're going to get an ad. Of course we are. There we go. Let me know if the music is too loud. I can always lower it. Yes. Let's go ahead and start with building lineups. I'm going to go ahead and load all the lineups that I built, so you can see what my ownership exposures are. So technically I built 113. And of those 113 lineups, you can see these are my ownership numbers right here. If you're wondering what this number is here, what I end up doing is I copy over my maximum exposures over here in case I want to fidget with, you know, these ownerships. If I leave it at 100%, then I'm going to get kind of the true optimal lineups. I just wanted to do like Steven Yeager and up at 100% just to see. And you can see some of these guys, or one of them I guess is 16%. I change that here and there just so I don't get certain golfers that I don't want in my lineups, like Alex Smalley. But you can see my exposures are over here. So Adam Hadwin I have at 47%, Cam Young at 25%, Russell Henley at 26%. The other 10K golfers, I mean, I really like Ludwig Aberg. I'm probably going to put him in a lot of my winner take all lineups. Denny McCarthy at 9%. I'm just going to go like 20 and above. I do have Adam Schenk at 22%, so Ryan Henson's probably going to like that a little bit. He probably want more, but that's fine. Like more ownership. Speaking of more, Taylor Moore I have at 12%, and that's fine. I just want some exposure. I know Keith Mitchell's going to be low owned this week, but I don't really care. I don't want him on bent grass, so that's fine. Same goes with Eric Cole. Eric Cole plays tough golf courses pretty decent. I just don't care to put him on a birdie fest. I probably want more exposure to Chris Kirk if I'm being honest, so I might just cover that in my winner take all lineups. There's the big guy. You can see 65% exposure on Emiliano Grillo. Dude, I just think the guy's an automatic play right now. Like, why? I don't know why you wouldn't go with Grillo. Like, some people are going to be worried about his putting, but his approach game has been so solid right now. Benny Ann I have at 15%. There's my guy. Oh, not my guy. Obviously, you all know, if you've been around, you know I don't really care for Taylor Montgomery much. So like I told you at the beginning, I put him, like, I just let the optimizer do its thing, and it likes Montgomery with the buckets that go with him. Obviously, you can see I have a lot of Young, Hadwin, and Russell Henley to go along with Emiliano Grillo. The 10-9 start, it was very simple for the optimizer to go to like Taylor Montgomery. So like I said, I didn't want to fight it. I'm just going with it. You can see that, yeah, Doug Gim is over my max exposure. So why that is, I locked him in and just let the optimizer do its thing. A lot of Cam Young lineups happened, and I'm like, okay, I don't want just Cam Young. Like, I kind of want to see some Russell Henley, some Ludwig Aberg. So I've got him mixed in with a bunch. What ended up happening is I built way too many lineups with him. That's fine. The 100, so you see 113 total lineups. 109 of those are going towards my 50-cent lineup, or I have 69 50-cent lineups. That just I like making it either 69, 79, 59, something with the 9 in it. That's what I tend to like to do. So 69 lineups in the mini max, and then I maxed out the quarter arcade, I maxed out the dime time, so that's where the 109 comes from, because you got 69 plus 20 plus 20, that's 109. So I built those 109. That's where you're gonna see all this exposures going towards those contests. And then my winner take alls, I think it's just gonna be my favorite lineups. Like, I'm gonna mix and match here, and depending on what some of you guys build, that's what we're gonna, I bet you some of my winner take alls will go there. And if we dupe each other, we dupe each other, it's fine. But yeah, that's how I got to 27%. KH showed up a bunch, but I have him set at 14%. Hubbard also showed up a bunch. Obviously, we kind of already know Hubbard's going to be chalk. Maybe not so much Brennan Todd. That's fine. You can see Ches Reevy's only 1% for me. That's totally fine for me too. I don't care for Ches Reevy at this course, regardless of what the Rick Run Goods and the Pat Mayos and all those people talk about Reevy. You guys can die on that hill. I'm not going to. Hosler, yeah, Kim showed up in a bunch of lineup or in a couple good lineups that I like. So I might put those. I shouldn't be telling you where I'm putting my lineups, but I like it nonetheless. Oh, I thought that was okay. So Will Gordon I have at 12%. It's not terrible. Nick Hardy is, I put him at 100%. I probably should have changed that, but 19% isn't going to kill me. I do like Nick Hardy here. I forced I actually gave a boost in the point total for Carson Young. I really like Carson Young at this golf course. I don't care if he's going to be chalk. I think this is a perfect golf course for Carson Young. And then Justin Lauer just naturally showed up a bunch. I tried to mitigate his ownership a little bit, which was fine. But yeah, those are going to be the top owned guys that I have this week. And you can see everything is kind of sprinkled in. I've got 0% on Higo, Zach Johnson. I might put him in some winner take alls just so I don't get, for FOMO reasons, put it that way. Aaron Baddeley, I think, is one of the worst mispriced guys in the field, so I have him at 0%. I don't even know if I'm gonna. I don't have any FOMO. Like I'm feeling no FOMO with him. Remember Piercy had an injury last week that he withdrew from. I think because of what. Piercy showed up at the 3M Open last year, out of nowhere, and finished inside the top 5. Or top 10. I think he had a chance to, or he was leading it after round 3, and then just fell apart. Could that be the same thing we're going to see this week? Could be. This is going to be one of those easier golf courses. Piercy can show up from nowhere and play just fine. And then I also tell you, never fall in love with a 6K golfer. I didn't change any of my exposures here. Everyone is 4% or less. So, and then low 6K is 2% or less. So we have some guys. I guess if you want to see some of my favorite 6Ks that the optimizer selected, Cody Gribble. I don't know how I feel about that, but that's fine. 3% is not going to hurt me. If I scroll up, Ryan Gerard, Johnny Bird. Hey, Sung Yul No, somebody asked about him. He's one of the more high-owned 6K golfers for me. Duffy and Ryan Moore. Marty Doe, 4%. Oh, Sig and Thompson up here. That's cool. I don't mind playing them at 4% each. Yeah, that's what you got. A couple other 3%ers like Blair and Damon. Don't really care. Kind of like Malnati this week, especially on ReignMakers. I bought an elite card of his just to put him in a lineup. I think that's fine. So anyways, those are my exposures for the week. I'm going to go ahead and remove these, and that way we can get on to building some lineups. So let me catch up with chat again. You got a lot of Cam Young. I'm scared of him. I am too, but the lineups I'm putting him in, if we think of the dime time being max as well as the quarter arcade being max, that's $7. I don't mind putting that kind of exposure, to Cam Young. If I'm going to waste $7, it's like making one $7 bet on Cam Young. That's fine. Like, I'm cool with that. Of course, I'll sprinkle them in with some of my 50-cent lineups, but again, I'm probably at most playing $10 worth of Cam Young lineups. That's fine. I am also scared of him, by the way. So I like Grillo ownership, my kind of style. Yeah, I usually kind of advocate for like one or two guys to be like 70% owned. McQueen goes, I love the Gim Reaper ownership. That was kind of by mistake, but we're gonna live with it. We'll die on that hill. I love T-Mont at end of last year, not so much this year. I agree, man, but there are some times where these golfers can just turn it around, and this is a course where those golfers can do that. So that's why I'm not afraid of using like someone like Cam Young. Well, I shouldn't say I'm not afraid. I am, but I can stomach it better. I can digest it better. Same applies with T-Mont. And we got our first lineup, Kirk Schenk and Carson Young. It does not surprise me that you wanted to see a Shank lineup. I also have somebody emailed me and wanted me to build a lineup. So how about we do that one first? And it's going to include Shank as well. And then I'll get to you, Ryan. So just so I can remember it, okay? So this guy wants Glover, Lauer, and Shank. Okay, let's do that. Glover, Lauer, and Shank. Glover was 7,200, right? Okay, we already have a yes there, and then Lauer. We want a yes on Lauer. So I'll build 5 lineups, and then we'll move on to yours, Ryan. Oh, our guy. Let's see. Do we have someone paired up together? Is that why? 7, 9, 2. AM, PM, AM. We done broked it. How did we break it? 2 7s. Okay. We have our 9. That works. Oh. I forgot to change this. Okay. We didn't break it. It's looking for a 10K golfer. We don't need a 10K golfer. It's still broken. What am I missing? Course history 3. Lauer, and Shank. Okay, how about this? This is showing up so much. What if I just do 5? Will we be able to run it with that? No. Oh. Daryl, your the golfers you chose not really working out. Why is that? What do I have that's... How about this? Let's make sure it's not the AM PM stuff. So Shank was a top 20. Oh, is that what it is? Yeah, that's what it is. Okay, so okay. Which one did I just change? I'd like to change that back. Was it this one? Recent form 3s. So the reason it's not working is last week 1, I have 2 set up as the max. And Shank he finished top 20 last week. So too did Glover, and so too did Justin Lauer. So what I need to do is change this to 3. That way, I think we'll be able to run it. There we go. First lineup is Denny McCarthy, Adam Shank, Taylor Montgomery, Kevin Yu, Glover, and Lauer. I didn't have a lot of Yu exposure in my lineup, so this is actually kind of interesting. I am not going to save any of these lineups because they break the sweet spot process, but that's fine. I mean, that's a great lineup, by the way. If you like it, go with it. McCarthy, Shank, Montgomery, Glover, Batia, by the way, everyone. We went through this last week. It's Akshay Batia. Not Batia, as a lot of people like to call it. Batia. Justin Lauer. And it's Lauer, not Lower. Lauer. McCarthy, Shank, Montgomery, Glover, Batia, and Lauer. That's actually, I like that lineup a lot. Batia's going to get the kick here. We'll probably see the same golfer show up. Oh, no. Henley, Shank, Montgomery, Glover, Kazire, Lauer. That's another solid lineup. I like that one a lot. Denny McCarthy, Adam Shank, Taylor Montgomery, Lucas Glover, Justin Lauer, Jimmy Walker. I have some Jimmy Walker exposure, and I'm fine with it. I think it's totally fine. What I'm going to do here is, because Montgomery keeps showing up a bunch, let's go ahead, kick him out, and see what the optimizer does. This is a very interesting lineup. Cam Young, Shank, Smollett, Glover, Lauer, Damon. Not terrible. One more try. Damon kind of concerns me. I don't think I want to play a lot of Damon. Cody Gribble, though. There you go. Here's an interesting one. Young, Cole. So Cam Young, Eric Cole, Shank, Glover, Lauer, Gribble. And one more for good measure, just to make sure it's not like a really low 6K. Not super low, but it's the same guys with James Hahn. Okay. So hopefully that helped. Daryl, if you want me to build more lineups for you before the end of the night, I can certainly do that for you. I'm not sure if you're watching live right now or anything. You can hit me up in the email with an email and I can do that. I can build some more for you. All right. Going on to Ryan's lineups. So he wanted Shank. He wanted Chris Kirk. And Carson Young, which I think is totally fine. Oh, we want a yes. Your first lineup. Interesting. Shank, Kirk, Kuchar, KH Lee, Bramlett, Carson Young. By the way, Ryan, you know the drill. If you don't like some of these guys, let me know and I will kick them out. I'm going to make sure my 6K range isn't... Okay, everything's good there. So Bramlett's going to get the auto kick. You can go ahead and write something in the chat if you want someone else removed. I can do that a little bit later. Or I can continue. I can do that while we go through it. Eric Cole, Adam Shank, Chris Kirk, Nick Hardy, Carson Young, Davis Thompson. I like that lineup quite a bit. That lineup, Charlotte Cardin, is this a sexy lineup? He's the referee when it comes to sexy lineups. He's the one that gets to determine if this is a sexy lineup. Davis Thompson's kind of iffy, but I don't mind that one. Cam Young, Adam Shank, Chris Kirk, Will Gordon, Carson Young, Ben Taylor. Taylor will get the boot, but this one's not terrible either. Yeah, mid. Okay. Eric Cole, Adam Shank, Chris Kirk, Nick Hardy, Carson Young, Sam Ryder. Okay, so what are your feelings on this one, Charlie Cardin? Because I like this one a lot. I like it a lot. So much so, we're going to save it. We had Adam Shank, Chris Kirk, Matt Kuchar. You want a Kuchar out. That's right. So let's go ahead and not have Hardy or Doug Gim get kicked. Let's go ahead and kick Kuchar out of this. All right, Joanne, I can do that. You're right after Shai Cardin with his more Shank. Look at all you guys with your Shanks. Shank, 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 Shank. Not real big on Cole this week? Okay. Yeah, neither am I. Shank, Kirk, Poston. That way you can get a little access to the defending champion. KH Lee, TPC Lee. Remember, this is a TPC golf course. Carson Young, Matthew Neesmith. Not terrible. Not terrible. Cam Young, Adam Shank, Chris Kirk, Nate Lashley, Carson Young, Joel Damon. Really like Nate Lashley this week, by the way. I think, I mean, he is in a couple buckets that are kind of a high performance bucket to choose from. And Nate Lashley at $7,200, I think goes overlooked. I didn't even see what some of the sites had for his exposure or his projected ownership, but I imagine it's under 10%. I think Nate Lashley's a decent play. It's a pretty good lineup. Again, I kind of have my concerns about Joel Damon, but there we go. That's a new name. Is that Hosny or Hosny? Where are we from? That is a very unique name. Joshua Maz, what's going on, man? Okay, here we go. Shank, Kirk, Poston, KH Lee, Young, and Batia. Do you have any reservations for any of these guys, Ryan? Do you want me to kick anyone out? Let me know. I'm going to go ahead and pin the next lineup up here just so I have it ready. Charlie Carton, I kind of agree. Watching him, and like, he was one of the Marquee Tee Times for the PGA Tour. He was on, you know, the broadcast quite a bit for the featured groups. That's what I meant. The featured groups for ESPN. I felt bad for him. I forget who he played with. Did he play with Ricky? Like was it him and Hideki or him and Finau? I can't remember. Man, just I'm glad. I think whoever they played with either won the tournament, which was Ricky, or were in the top 10. And it's like playing with Damon, watching him play, he did look broken. Couldn't make a putt, couldn't hit any shots. It was bad. Ryan goes, I'm good. So did you see a lineup you really liked? Is that why you're good? All right, last one for good measure. Cole, Shank, Kirk, Hardy, Young, Shelton. I don't mind that one. Alrighty, let's go on to the next one. So we have Moore, Shank, and Batia. Anyone that's asking for lamps to be built, just remember, as I'm building lineups, if there are golfers you don't want in your lineups, let me know and I will kick them out. Just say kick whoever the golfer is. Cool, man. Ryan, I can't remember, are you just like a single bullet type of guy? Do you just do one lineup, or do you like to build a couple lineups? I know that one week you sent me the one that you won with the Pat Mayo thing. You had a single bullet. I think you had a couple other lineups. Like you were in a contest with like five or more lineups. I can't remember. Anyways. Kick Cam Young right away. Boom. Jolly Garden's on top of it. I didn't even read the lineup. He's like, no, get that guy out of here. Shank, Moore, Bezadenhout, KH Lee, Brennan Todd, Akshay. So Akshay is going to be kicked here. Well, the optimizer's trying to, but we locked him in, so it's not going to happen. Oh, you build a lot of lines? Okay. What's your exposure on Shank? You going 100% on Shank? You got the good feels with Shank? Kick Todd. Okay. Yeah, I guess I don't mind it either. I'm leery of like a 9-9 start, or never mind. I'm cool with it. Just kidding. Just kidding. Ooh, I like this lineup a lot. Oh, yeah, that makes sense, Ryan. You the 3 max and just copy and play all the same. Yeah, that makes sense. Shank, Moore, Smalley, KH Lee, Lashley, Batia. I'm gonna snipe this one from you. Is that 256 unique lineups, or is that just total lineups? Because like I have 200 and some lineups reserved right now, but I know I'm going to repeat some of my lineups when it comes to the winner take alls, so I can get maximum amount of money on them. So it ends up being like maybe 140 unique lineups by the end of it. Is that kind of what you do as well, Ryan? Shelly Carden, you still got to kick someone out. Batia is going to be the lowest metric guy, so my optimizer is always going to look at Batia and be like, nah, I want him out. AJ Love Music, what's going on, man? Can you build a lineup with Hadwin, Kirk, Henley? I think you're number like 4 or 5 on the list, but I will get to yours as well. William Scola goes, Kevin Yu or Will Gordon this week? I like them both. I think Kevin Yu probably has more potential. Like, if we're going to give Kevin Yu a 10, I'm giving Will Gordon like a 8.5, 8.59. So he's like, Gordon's not too far behind Yu, and this could be a Gordon week over a Yu week, but I like both of them. So it's like a roundabout way of telling you I like Yu a little bit better than Gordon, but I like Gordon too. Kick Nasty Nate, huh? All right. By the way, I kind of just click and drag because my scroll on my mouse doesn't really work. So that's an easy way to get down. Let Glover happen. You want the glove love, huh? Ryan goes, total lineups, I'm in 150. I make player pool and then make a little different. Player pool 20 max, then hand build my 3 max. Okay. Okay. So very similar to me. Very similar. Ooh. So Shankmore Kuchar. Looks like you're getting a lot of KH Lee. I'm not sure if you feel comfortable with that, but we can kick Lee if you want. You got Homeless Hubs up there with Akshay Bhatia. Oh, by the way, I didn't know this until I was listening to, I think it was Pat Mayo's show, that Kuchar was qualifying overseas for the Open. So he's going to be flying back. So he flew there to do a qualifier. Now he's flying back. He also has an early morning tee time Thursday. It might all work out for him. It might not. Oh, that's right. You do. You do. Yeah, I don't mind this lineup at all. It's a pretty good lineup. Let me know who you want to kick. You got 2 more lineups, sir. And we move on to the next one. Is the music too loud? Not loud enough? You want me to turn it up? Turn it down? Keep it the same? Just need 1 or 2 of you to answer, and we're good. Yeah, you got it, man. Kuchar's being kicked. I like how the light, so because I'm wearing a hat, my light's above me, so my face gets dark if I like turn and look. Oh, and then it gets bright. Nick Taylor now replaces Kuchar, but you get both the same lineup. I don't know how I feel about Nick Taylor this week. I want to like him. I want to play him, but I just don't. Who's the favorite 6K play? I don't know, man. Charlie Carden, while you're contemplating this, I'm going to go look at the 6K range. I went over my exposures a little bit earlier, so I already built 109 lineups. I don't have any 6K golfer that's over 4%, but I guess Carl Yuan I had at 6%. I bumped his up a little bit, but I don't think he ever got to 6%. I don't mind Yuan. I like Marty Doe this week. I like Peter Malnati. If there's a time to play Ryan Moore, it is this week. Duffy, I don't mind. Hits the ball a mile. Not that you need that here, but it obviously helps. I don't mind Blair. I don't mind Damon. I'm very concerned about Damon, though. Yuan, I like Smotherman. No. I took a chance on EVR, by the way. I mean, the guy's talented. I don't know what happened to his game from winning, the Barracuda last year. So I don't know. Don't mind going to Kadira. I did play some Walker just because. I could get back to Ryan Gerard. Say that kind of like apprehensively because it needs to be said apprehensively. That's probably it. I mean... Oh, I don't mind Cody Gribble or Matthias Schwab down here for like low 6K golfers. If you want to go that low, I think that's fine. I also don't mind Trey Mullinax. Like Mullinax is a talent. Yeah, I don't know. Outside of that, no idea. We'll keep some of these 6K names in our mind because ReignMakers at the end of this video when I talk about that. I think I mean, it was fruitful for me when I first started to target those low 6K guys and put them in a lineup. Oh, Barry, the 6K whisperer. He heard 6K and was like, you know what? I want in. Akshay, you're gonna kick one of your core plays. Alrighty. See what Shank and Moore provide you. Shank, Moore, Nick Taylor, Korean Cowboy, Mark Hubbard, and Will Gordon. So the Kevin Yu, Will Gordon, the optimizer likes Will Gordon. Alrighty. So that was Shalik Harden's Moore, Shank, Akshay lineups. Joanne wants Shank and Palmer lineups. So we'll go ahead and clear all of these locks. Put in Shank and Ryan Palmer. So, Joanne, I have to ask, why Ryan Palmer? What got you on said Palmer? Yeah, Shally Carden, what the hell, man? Go, hurry up and hit a GPP, man. Adam Shank, Benny Ann, Taylor Montgomery. This is very, very balanced, Joanne. Very balanced. KH Lee, Ryan Palmer, Brendan Todd. Out of those golfers, who would you like kicked? Like, that's not terrible. By the way, if you want some more conditions in here, like, do we want to play a 10K golfer? Do we want two 9Ks? Like, do we want to make sure there's a 6K golfer in these lineups? Let me know if you want any of those changed, updated, whatever. Okay, William. I think you're probably number 5 on the list right now. I unfortunately do not have a way to show who's on, you know. Actually, I probably could. KH Lee, you want kicked? Okay. We'll run the optimizer again. And just Joanne, just so you know, I think Palmer's going to be the low rank guy, so my optimizer is always going to try to kick him out. Although we have him locked in, it means if I keep hitting run optimize, it's just not going to make any differences. So let me know who you like kick every single lineup that I build. I think what I'm going to do, let's just mess around with this. Well, you go ahead and let me know, and I'll make an update. But what I'm going to do is, I think I can add text. Do this. Doing this live is kind of interesting. What is this? Where did that go? I think I broked it. I done broked it. Oh, there it is. And it's, oh, why is it mirrored? What? What? Why would it be mirrored? Oh boy, what is this nonsense? All right, we're just gonna go ahead and delete this. Oh, you guys can't see because I didn't switch it over, but yes. Okay. Oh, you did see test? I don't know why it was mirrored. Just a feeling about Palmer? Joanne, do you want any of the golfers that are on the screen to be kicked out? You got Shank, Smalley, Montgomery, Palmer, Hubbard, Brennan Todd. There we go. Man, there's no good place to put this. There is really no good place to put this. Because I was thinking I could just like type out all of the lineups. We'll figure out a way somewhere. I'll find some software that I can provide. AJ Love Music goes, I've been mad all day because they won't add Scott Brown to the field, but he is playing. That was the same as Cody Gribble last week. I wanted to play Cody Gribble last week. I have no idea how well he did. I think he missed the cut, but I feel your pain, man. I totally get it. Scott Brown's not on my radar this week, but this would be a decent course for him. All right. You got it, Barry. You're like number 6 or 7 on the list. You're on the list. Joanne, is there anybody from the lineup that you see on the screen out of Shank, Smalley, Montgomery, Palmer, Hubbard, or Todd that you want removed? I'm gonna guess I would say probably Todd. But also I know Montgomery's gonna show up a lot, so I'd probably kick Montgomery too. Or one or the other. And by the way, anyone who wants the optimizer, I can send it to you while I am live streaming. By the way, Barry, I think there was probably a Cam Young, Kirk, Benny Ann lineup earlier. I imagine. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and highlight the next one. That's... I just realized the third golfer in this one. William Mao. Hey, Joanne. You and I can get back together with some more lineup building. But just so I don't... we don't fall to stagnation, but being, or you know, just to avoid being stagnant, I'm gonna move on. So I'll build this lineup. I'm not sure if the guy's trolling with I think his name's Kevin Mao, or William Mao, sorry, William Mao. But we'll go ahead and Kevin you woo woohoo Mao. William. Hosni, are you still in? Or Hosni? If you're still in the chat as I'm building these, if you want me to remove some of these guys, I certainly can. Okay, Joanne. I just want to make sure, you know, if you want to see more lineups, like I'm here for you to build more lineups. It's just waiting that long response doesn't do the stream any favors, and not blaming you. If you're busy, you're busy, but we can always build more lineups later, especially if you have more golfers you want me to build them around. So I will wait maybe like 30 more seconds, and Hosni or Hosni, however you say your first name, your golfers are pinned at the top of chat. So if you are in the chat, let me know if who you like kicked out. Otherwise, I'll kick some people out that I think maybe should be kicked out. Scott Brown at this course is just unbelievable, is what AJ says. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think this is a great golf course for him. Guy's kind of a plotter. He just has to get the putter rolling. Okay, that's been 30 seconds. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to remove Taylor Moore. Despite shot like Harden like Taylor Moore, we're going to go ahead and remove him. I'm going to go ahead and highlight the next one. That'll be the next one. Hadwin, Grillo, Poston. Yeah, I don't know about Poston. There were some lineups that I built with Kazire in them that I kind of liked. Did not mind them whatsoever. Cole, Grillo, Seamus Power. I don't think so. I'm going to go ahead and kick Seamus. And if Grillo shows up again, I'll probably kick Grillo. He doesn't. He heard me. McCarthy, Hadwin, KH Lee, Wu Yu Mao. Or Mo. However you say his last name. That one's not terrible. Hadwin showing up a bunch. Let's go ahead and kick him and see the last one. This will be our last one. You just replace Hadwin with Shank. There you go. Okay. So the next one was Ian. He wants Hadwin. He wants the Canadian Smash Brothers. I don't even know if that's what we should nickname them. I mean, Hadwin got smashed when Nick Taylor won. Bash Brothers? No. Pinky in the Brain? The Canadian Pinky in the Brain? I don't know. Where are we? We're looking for Nick Taylor. There we go. Well, this is one way to get some Nick Taylor exposure. I might save some of these because I don't have any Nick Taylor, really. Hadwin, Yeager, Taylor. Hadwin, Yeager, Taylor. I already like how that rolls off the tongue. Hadwin, Yeager, Taylor, Lee, Hubbard, Young. Wow. Wow. I like that lineup a lot. Hadwin, Yeager, Taylor. Hadwin, Yeager, Taylor. That's actually a really easy... It's not even a tongue twister. Really easy to say. All right, so Nick Taylor's the low guy here. Who we kicking? Ian, you still in the lineup? Are you still here? You still in the chat, sir? Who we kicking? You got the choice between Yeager, TPC Lee, Homeless Hubs, and the real Young. Better Young. Let me know. I'll give you also 30 seconds. Okay, still here. Good, good, good. Oh, I don't know. I like that lineup a lot. Yeah, it's a good lineup. Are we done? You don't want to see any more lineups? Hubbard? Okay. Smash or pass? Ooh. Hadwin, Benny Ann, Taylor, Lee, Todd, Hardy. That's another good one. That's a good okay. So I think maybe those two lineups for me are probably going to be good enough. I don't mean anything by that for you, Ian. We're going to keep building you lineups, but unless I see something so much better than that one, for recent form, I'd say KH Lee. AJ, so are we saying we just like KH Lee, or are we saying kick KH Lee because of recent form? I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure you're just saying because you like him. It's all up to you. I'm going to build 5 lineups per person regardless. If you want me to build 3 more, I will certainly do that. But that'll be my promise to you guys. I'll build at least 5, depending on what you guys want. If we see some ugly lineups, I'll build a couple more, but just to keep it rolling, we'll do 5 and just make sure you get 5. I think AJ Love Music is on next for his lineups. I didn't see anyone between him and Ian. Let's see here. Okay, we're there. Yep. So William Scola's next. After AJ Love Music. Okay. Let's stop there. But to keep it rolling, my next submission would be Adam Hadwin and Nick Hardy. Okay, cool. We'll save that one towards the end then. So we'll move on to AJ Love Music. Or AJ Love. I'm sure that's the name, right? AJ Love. And then your music. Hadwin, Kirk, and Henley. Okay. This will be interesting. So, okay, first of all, AJ, and this is totally fine. No issues with this whatsoever. I'm sure some of the regulars already know the problem that we have come across. Part of the rules with the sweet spot process is following the Marquee Tee Times. And in those Marquee Tee Times, we don't want to play golfers that are paired up together. So we have Henley and Kirk that are paired up together. We don't have to follow those. I can go ahead and... which I will do. I'll build you one lineup waiting for your response on this. But I'll go ahead and make group 1 the max 2. That way we get around the optimizer breaking on us. But I'll hit that run optimizer. But just letting you know, that's a rule that we try to uphold. But this is pretty good. So we got really top heavy with Henley, Hadwin, and Kirk. 10-4, 9-8, 9-3, and that gives us Matthew Neesmith, Sam Ryder, Robbie Shelton, which I don't mind whatsoever. Shelton's gonna get the bump and then, or the kick, and we're gonna build another lineup here. Hardy, Thompson, and Gribble. I actually really like that lineup. I don't know. Do I save this one? This is one of those weeks I'm not sure about 2 6K golfers. Like, I think with that start, you're going to have to. So I guess, yeah, why not? I don't want to just because it's different. Run on to the next one. Take Kirk out next run. Is there anybody you want to replace him with? And it's fine. Like, I'll run optimize one more time. If there's someone you want me to replace him with, we can certainly do that. And by the way, if you weren't there during the Marquee Tee Times segment, I explained why we do it the way that I just mentioned. It's because 90% of optimal lineups dating back 2+ years have not had a golfer in the same pairing as another golfer of the optimal lineups. So you wouldn't have 2 golfers in the optimal lineup from the same group. That's why. This one's Henley, Hadwin, Kirk, Svensson, Thompson, Stroud, which is interesting. That is different. You want to replace Kirk with Grillo, which is perfect. We got a golfer from group 1, group 2, and group 3. Wonderful. But to continue on with what I was saying is, in 10% of those other lineups, there have been optimal lineups that do have the same golfer in the same group, or 2 golfers in the same group. So it's not something you have to live and die by, but definitely something that helps us build with our lineup building. So this one has Grillo, Hardy, Thompson, and Duncan. If you don't like Davis Thompson, we can give him the boot. Yeah, let's give Thompson the boot right away. So these are fine. I'll build you like 4 more since I don't want to see a 6K golfer just continuously show up like that. Unless you like Davis Thompson, then obviously I can include him. Okay, so this one's not terrible. Paul Haley is not a golfer that I really want to be playing a lot of, but if you had a bullet, and like a single bullet, I mean, in a GPP, this isn't terrible. This will have enough difference for you. And if Haley finishes top 10, that's where you get all your leverage right there. So not terrible. Haley, not a favorite play of mine. But you know what? Let me go back down and change a few things. Damon and Mullinax, I don't know about that. I'm going to kick Damon out. And Mullinax, we're going to reopen once I get there. I want to see if it'll pick Gribble. That's kind of my whole purpose here. See what it'll do with Mullinax or Gribble. Yeah, I agree. Don't like Thompson, I agree. There we go. Yep, so this is a lineup. Okay, so I'm going to save this one because Gribble, there's some, I mean, Gribble is in the 6K range for a reason, right? He's $6,300. He's going to be, oh, look at that. I kind of already saved the 2 different lineups right there. See, basically, both had Nick Hardy, both had Cody Gribble, but we're changing out Kirk and Grillo with Thompson and Ryder. I like that. It's pretty good. But yeah, Gribble's in the 6K range for a reason. I like Helamonte. I'm trying to figure out, is that Peter Malnati? It's got to be, right? Oh man, that's I don't know who you're trying to say there, but here, if it is Peter Malnati, let's see what happens if we lock him in. Henley, Hadwin, Grillo, Gordon, Malnati, Werenski. Okay. Barry, 6K Whisperer. Who are our 6K golfers? And do we have any love for Malnati or Werenski? Perfect. We got it. Malnati. This lineup's pretty good, by the way. I like this lineup. I might just have to swing these in like one of my GPPs. Because it's already too many of these lineups together. But I like these. All right, let's do 2 more. So we have 4 golfers that are currently locked in. How about one more Peter Malnati lineup and then one without? Henley, Hadwin, Grillo, Gordon, Malnati, Duff. We're not doing Duffner. Let me try one more with Peter Malnati. I'm not getting to Jason Duffner. Yeah, that's not another one that I like. Brent Grant, no thanks. One more. Martin Laird. Okay, I mean, yeah, it's doable, but yeah. One last one. Oh, add Tarin. Okay. You want me to add Tarin to Malnati? Let me know. Hardy, Young. Oh, Watney's gross. I'll do Tarin and Malnati. I'll just wait to hear what you have to say. If you don't want Malnati there, I'll kick him. It breaks. The optimizer breaks. Not enough, or too many golfers in the wrong buckets. That's kind of what this indicates. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove Malnati. Taran is actually the guy that breaks it. So Taran with the 3 guys that you did do not go well with the buckets, the bucket system. So let me go ahead and kick Grillo just to see what it looks like, since the other 2 were part of your original core. So with Taran, you get Montgomery. Mullinax isn't terrible, but let's go ahead and remove Montgomery. So we're getting Hardy still. This one has Kuchar, which not terrible. If we're trusting in Kuchar, I think this is fine. Henley, Hadwin, Taylor, Taran, Young, Neesmith. Okay, that's pretty doable. Let's say we didn't like Taylor. I mean, these are a lot of like this 8K, these 8K golfers. I'm not sure. There we go. I like this lineup a lot. KH Lee, I don't know, but anytime we can add Marty Doe to the mix, I'm pretty cool with. Anyways, if they're, you know, if you didn't like Taran or whatever, we can build some more lineups here towards the end, but just give me a new 3 golfers to choose from. We're going to move on to the next one. I said it was William Scola. So we'll do these. We've got Young and you, and then Young and Gordon just once, he says. That is a lot of pressure to put on the optimizer. Young and you. Absolutely, AJ. If you want more lineups, let me know. I can build more. Just keeping it up and trying to get through all the people I can. Young, Grillo, Jaeger, Todd, you, Lauer. Shot. I'm gonna need a ruling on this. Is this a sexy lineup? Oh, you don't like Cam Young. I like this lineup. I like it a lot. I think like a lot of the lineups that I'm looking to build have Grillo and Jaeger in them. And I want to include Hadwin as well. Like if I was to do like, if I put a conditional in my lineup building that said, play 3 of these 4 guys or 3 of these 5 guys, it would be Jaeger, Grillo, Hadwin, Henley, and most likely Aberg. But we could probably remove Aberg and it'd be those 4. So I'd want Henley, Hadwin, Jaeger, and Grillo. Those 4. And I would have a rule in there that says pick 3 every single time you build a lineup. If you kick Todd Father and Cam, how about we just do that? Oh, he chose Cam. He chose Cam. So I don't know where we get. Okay, let's kick the Todd Father, because I'm in agreement with you on that one, and we'll rerun and see what it does. There we go. There's Hadwin and Grillo. Bob Shelton, guys from Oklahoma, Texas. I probably don't play him up here in Illinois. It's a pretty good lineup, though. All right. This one's interesting. 1098, 777, which is a good start. Grillo, Bezadenhout, KH Lee, Kevin Yu, and Justin Lauer. That's fine. I think those are good. I did more than one for Young and Yu. But now he wants to do one with Young and Gordon. Well, we did have a Gordon one up there. I don't know if that qualifies, but we'll go ahead and do another Gordon one. Will Gordon. Svensson? I don't know about that one. Let's rerun one. All right. We made the glove work, as Shot said earlier. Just let's make Glover work, or let Glover do its thing, or naturally get on Glover somehow. Young, Grillo, Montgomery, Mark Hubbard, Will Gordon, and Lucas Glover. It's pretty solid. I like that lineup. One more for good measure. And we just replace that last guy, which I already forgot the name of, with Lauer. Oh, it was Glover. No. Well, Glover is gone, so now we have Lauer. All right. So those were the lineups for William Scola. Scrolling down. I actually just saw Shot Like Harden's message. AJ love music. You his cousin or something? LOL for the Scott Brown comment. Because I did see him say not his cousin, or she. I'm not sure. Not his cousin. Just look up Scott Brown as. Yeah, okay. Barry, we're on to you, sir. Can you run a Cam Young, Kirk, Benny Ann lineup when you can? You got it. Kirk, Benny Ann. 10-9-8. Like that start. Did we have any 6Ks? Oh, I already cleared them out. We're good. Okay, AJ. I will certainly do that. I didn't even say you said he's cursed. Barry goes Snedeker at 6,200 might be a nice punt play. I kind of thought that not last week, but the tournament he had played before. It just seems like he had that really good first tournament back, and everything since just not great. Okay. Ooh, we get both of the Youngs. Is that good? Can you have too many Youngs in a lineup? Cam Young, Chris Kirk, Benny Ann, Will Gordon, Nate Lashley, Carson Young. That lineup I like a lot, by the way. Because Lashley, Gordon, and Young, I feel like are three good plays to go along with the three that you locked down. Young Kirk and Gordon Young Ryder. There we go. Yeah, so something like this. 49,500. This seems like a pretty solid GPP play. I'm actually going to save that one. Not sure if I'll put it in a GPP, but it's good nonetheless. Sweet. All right, AJ. Good to know. Good to know. I enjoy getting to know all the viewers. Shot Like Harden likes going to all the Texas events because he is from Texas. Barry is one of the three stooges that comes here and tries to whisper 6K nonsense into our heads. But again, he is a stooge, so you just got to take it as it comes. Young Kirk and Gordon Young Hadley. Okay. I like this lineup too. What do we feel about this one, Barry? Shot. I'm not sure about Wesley Bryan. I want to believe, like earlier in the year, I bought some Wes Bryan Rainmaker cards. Thinking I think I won a rare Wes Bryan, and I thought it was going to be awesome. But, yeah, it just didn't work out. What's going on, Chad? Nice to see you, sir. I think that lineup Quagnus built, I mean, it was like two golfers different than yours. Liked I like that lineup. As soon as he said Grillo, I was like, he's got $9,200 left. Please say Grillo. He did. That's my number one dude this week. I actually never really pay attention to the likes, so hey, it's fine. It's fine. We're good. But yeah, smash the like button. Kidding. I like this one. We're gonna save this one as well. William Chesney. You like William Chesney, Chad? AJ goes, I've been watching every day for like 3 years. Damn, dude. Did your name come across the new subscriber? Yeah, yes, it did. I remember it did. I remember. Davis Thompson. I don't know about this one. Are you on Davis Thompson this week, Barry? I'm not sure if I like that one. Young Kirk and Todd Gordon Neesmith. Well, there's another Gordon lineup for you. Do we like Todd that much? Chad, you got you want to see some lineups built? Who did you have? I can't remember. What was your number one chalk guy? Russell Henley. He was not chalk guy, free square. It was Russell Henley. Then who was your guy in the 9K range? I remember not liking it. Who was it? I don't remember. No Davis for me this week? Yeah, that's fine. What do you feel about the Todd father? We on Brennan Todd this week? Young Kirk and Todd. See, just he keeps showing up. Yeah, Henley. I remember that one. Ooh, yeah. I like Jaeger. I was just saying to the chat that if I could create another conditional to put in my optimizer, I would tell it to choose 3 golfers out of a player pool of 4, and it was Henley, Hadwin, Grillo, and Jaeger. It's those 4 guys that I'd want my optimizer to always select 3. No Todd for me as well. Cool. Jay Stamps, what's going on, man? Just drunk a new Buzzballs. We made Peach today. Very good. How's lineups going? Who is this, or who is the quest guy? Yeah, those Buzzballs look interesting. Still have yet to purchase any. I probably should get on top of that just to try them out. And I do like Peach. So Peter Quest, yeah, someone asked me about him last week. Like, how do you like Peter Quest? And I was like, to be honest with you, I have no idea who the guy is. I have no opinion. Like, I didn't try to pretend like I knew or anything like that. Then the guy ends up going in top 4s, the Rocket Mortgage Classic. So I did get to see some shots of his. Primarily hits a draw, which it was a good golf swing. Tall guy, very mechanical, things that I like to see. It might be one-sided for his game, and I guess his short game is pretty decent. I heard the commentator say he's got a really good short game, but I never saw any of his short game stuff. And then putting can come and go with every golfer, so I'm not sure exactly, but seemed like talent-wise, pretty good golfer, this Peter Quest. How'd you play today in your league? Shot a 38. The start of it was not great. We were rushed, or my team was rushed because we were all late. I showed up 2 minutes before. So got up to the tee box and just rope hooked a ball into the fairway, which was great, but I mishit it. And then I hit over the green. Was a little aggressive with my chip because I wanted to make it. Rolled it 6 feet by, and my putting woes from Geneva still happening, man. I switched to the claw grip because I was so right hand dominant during Geneva, and it's just been so bad recently that I was like, let's try the claw. And like it feels really natural, but I don't know if I just couldn't read putts. I mean, they were slow. They were slow because of the rain we got. That was the thing that threw me off. So putting was bad, and then there were a couple miss hits that I had. Nate Smythe, Sheridan Ford Sales. Whoa. We want Scott Brown. Yeah, that's what I think that's what AJ said. AJ, yeah, there he is. Yeah, I still prefer to play Scott Brown. I understand. I will play maybe a lineup or two. So trying a quest with Quest. Who is chalked besides Aberg and Jaeger? For the short time of content that I watch, I think what McCarthy and Henley were like 20% or higher. Actually, anybody that was watching Degenerate 75, what did he forecast? Chad is also a ownership guy. Chad, who are the top 3 dudes? The top 2, top 4 guys? Yeah, Nate, if you want me to build some lineups, give me 2 to 4 golfers and I'll build lineups around them. Where the hell's Barry? Barry's doing some stooge stuff, isn't he? What do we think about Shelton, Barry? Oh, we don't like Damon. Same 5 golfers though. Who's my next lineup? Let's see here. Let's stop there. I missed some messages. Barry's like, Malnati always good in a birdie fest. Barry then, or Ian goes to Barry, maybe Smalley, Cole, Kazire. Kick Toddfather and Cam. Where are we? Trying to figure out who's next in line for lineups. I want to say, AJ, didn't you tell me try other guys? Oh, there we go. I found it. I found it. There we go. Got it. So it's him. So AJ's next, and I don't know if we have another lineup or another group of golfers to build lineups around. So anybody that's right in the chat now, we can build some lineups for you shortly. Oh, there's Barry with no Robbie this week. Cam Young is chalk. Grillo's chalk. Really? I want to say when I was watching Rick do his live chat, his projections for Grillo were actually kind of lower than I would have anticipated, but I'm not sure. Henley and McCarthy around 24%, Young and Jaeger around 20%. So Young actually crept up because all of the, hey, this is probably the right spot to hit Young because everyone's not going to play him. So he's getting steamed, as they would say. Hard to see Cam Young chalk with Henley and Denny getting most of the love. No one is ever chalky enough to fade. I agree, man. We all know my take on ownership. I've won 1 GPP. I don't know if that's good enough. Obviously, I'm sure there's other people that do take into account ownership and have won more GPPs than me, but I don't know. There, like, I guess what Tambo says is in how you build your lineups, who you pair up together. Obviously, the buckets do their work. And I'm telling you, most of the time, play a 6K golfer, which by itself probably gets you under that total ownership threshold that most people try to get to, just by itself. So, Young, Kirk, and Reevy, Gordon, Ramey. So that's okay. That's actually a pretty good lineup, Barry. So that's going to be our last one because it kind of ended on, I wouldn't say a bang, but like that's unique for me because I'm not playing any Reevy this week. So that's good enough for me. There you go. Yeah, I think, I can't remember who was talking about this. Was it you, Chad, talking about recent form being the most important thing to look at? I can't remember. Anyways, moving on to AJ's lineups. Grillo, Hadwin, Yeager. So we were just talking about how those are the chalkiest guys. That's fine. The buckets will do their work. We'll get you to a total ownership, I'm sure, less than 80%. Jaeger bombs. So you're forcing the optimizer to do the 3, and you've chosen the 3. Oh god, look at those 3. That's a thing of beauty on the screen. Gordon, Hardy, Young. Love that. For narratives recent from Ball Strikers. I know, AJ, I remember. And that's what I imagine, that's why you selected those 3, so I appreciate it. We get to build lineups that I'll probably be doing later tonight anyways. I'm gonna skip a lot of these because we're seeing a lot of the same 6Ks. Bob Shelton, Davis Thompson, don't really care. I don't mind something like this. I don't want to see that much KH Lee, and I don't know about Matthew Neesmith. Just like the guy's been kind of a drag, honestly. Here we go. Kevin Yu for, was it Scola earlier, William? You wanted a Kevin Yu lineup? That was with Cam Young. This one I like a lot. 49.5. Oof. If I'm leaving, oh my god, 49.5. I was gonna say, if I'm leaving 49.5 on the table, I'd probably want to see a 10K golfer with a 6K golfer in there. I don't know how I feel about something like this. I like them all, right? So you got to save it. You got to save it. I don't know. Yeah. This is just different enough for me that I wouldn't do it, but it's fine. It's fine. Out of 100, how would you weight statistical fit, recent form, and course fit for golfers? Oof. You mean like out of 100 points? Like what would I put all my weights into? Statistical fit. So what do we... Statistical fit. I would do statistical fit so different than what you see. Like, are we talking about like the Rick Run Good statistical fit? Or how would you identify that? Because I don't like the way he does it. I literally do not like the way he does it. I think it doesn't make any sense to me. Recent form and course fit. So if I was doing recent form and course fit, that'd be 50 and 50. If we're talking statistical fit like Rick does, just because it might add a little flavor into the weighting, I'd probably put 4 points and then just do 48 and 48 in the other 2. Because course fit matters. And obviously recent form matters. Oh, strokes gained? Okay, again. All right, I'll tell you how I would do it. So the bucket system is basically taking snapshots before every single tournament is played. So for the John Deere Classic, I'm taking snapshots leading up to the John Deere Classic of what their stat profile is, of their course history leading into that event, what their recent form is leading into that event, eventually what their stroke gain stats are leading into that event. I mean, that's what I'm doing right now with the bucket system. They're all snapshots leading into that event. Whereas how he does it is he's looking at all different finishes for that previous year, and then measuring each event based off of the statistical profile, and then it looks at what that what each golfer is good at and tries to weight. It literally makes no sense. I understand it from a data perspective, like a data analytic perspective, but when it comes to just being a golfer and something that works, it makes literally no sense. So if I was doing my own statistical fit, again, they'd all be snapshots leading into each event and trying to figure it out. And then that way, then I would just put my weights into 30, 30, 30 or 33, 33, 33. But I don't like any way how anyone's doing strokes gain data at all. So I don't know. That's my soapbox, and that's my feeling on it when it comes to strokes gain stats. It's just, I don't get it. Like, this golf course here has a statistical profile based off of what the golfers do every single week. Well, what happens when you make this an elevated event and you bring in all the bombers that come in here? Off the tee stats are going to look so different. Like, if you put Rory here, if you put Scheffler here, let's add Bryson, DJ Brooks, let's add all those guys here if they were, on tour. Put all those guys here. The statistical breakdown for this course would look so different. Those golfers would actually look like they don't look like they're gonna play really well here, because the only people you can kind of compare them to would be like Joseph Bramlett and some of the other bombers from the past that have come here, like JB Holmes, and how they've played here, not super great. So their statistical profiles wouldn't look super good. So anyways, that's you gave me an opportunity to complain about it, so I complained about it. That's all that was. But I just don't like how, I mean, like, the data nerds and their analysis not super helpful in my opinion. Okay. So anyways, yeah, 33, 33, 33. I think they're all very important if you do it the way that I kind of highlighted it. Taran, you want Taran added to this? We can certainly do that. Chad, did I lose you already? Are you still in the chat, or did you fall asleep? How many beers are we deep now? I know you had a few yesterday. Hadwin, Grillo, Jaeger, Hosler, Gordon, Taran. Not a huge Hosler fan, but I have a feeling if there's a week where he's going to show up, it's this week. It's just a hunch. There's no stat fit, no course fit. It's all we for Darbo. I knew you did. I knew you did. That's why I had to call you out, because you were like getting into your REM sleep. Oh, jeez. Let's see here. I'm gonna remove Hosler. AJ, I'm sorry if you're still in the chat too. If you like Hosler, I can bring him back. Jeez, 2 buzzballs equals 6 beers. That's like my kind of drink. The smaller the volume to get me feeling good, the better. That's how I feel about it. I don't really care for Damon. I don't know about you, AJ. I don't really care about Damon. Uh-oh, our optimizer's breaking. Hadwin, Grillo, Jaeger, Gordon, Taran, Norlander. It might break after this one. There it is. Taran just doesn't work very well with... I'm imagining it's probably Hadwin and Grillo. That's fine. I mean, we got our $7,300 guys. Nick Hardy, one of the... why did he get kicked out? Hardy being one of them. 72, if we can get Carson Young in there, that'd be great. Pilsners. Half a dozen Pilsners. There we go. Yeah, I figured you weren't doing pills, but Pilsners. Here we go. This is a good one. Hadwin, Grillo, Yeager, Gordon, Hardy, Young. High upside, talented golfers. We obviously know I don't like having golfers with the same price tag, but that's fine. We got to get over that at some point in time. Doesn't prove to be worthwhile whatsoever. Oh, Tony Smack, what's going on, man? That's a good lineup. Yeah, man. So, okay. Chat, who do we get rid of? Gordon, Hardy, or Young? AJ, you two. Who do you want to remove out of this? I have my feelings on it. I want to hear what you all have to say. Who are you removing out of Gordon, Hardy, or Young? And I don't want to hear anything about ownership. We want talent. Talent-wise. Because I know Carson Young is going to be somewhat owned this week. Chad, were you at the cabin for your 4th of July? Chad wants Hardy removed. Okay. Vote one. That was one vote for Hardy. Do we have any more votes? I guess it's going to be Hardy. See, now I would have said Gordon because they, and you're right, AJ, they're all the same guy to me. I agree. But I would remove Gordon because I think Gordon is probably the higher risk play. Okay, so we got 2 Gordons. Yeah, I kind of feel the same way. That's cool, Chad. The 4th up north sucked. I mean, it rained on us a little bit, but God, there's nobody I recognize. Everyone's too young now. I'm too old. I'm too old. Too old to go out and mingle. Ooh. Our first, hold on. Our first Michael Thorbjornsen. Anyone hear that? What do you think about Thorbjornsen? Thorbjornsen, yeah, Thorbjornsen's a really good golfer. I really like Thorbjornsen. How are you a professional and you don't know how to say Thorbjornsen? Holy, what the hell? That's freaking crazy. I made that lineup literally exact to the bone without Carson Young, but I literally had the exact lineup this morning when I was just trying to lock my lineup in, shaking my head. Wow, that's a sign. But seeing Michael Thorbjornsen in this lineup kind of gets me a little excited. Because when are you ever, like, it's so different. Obviously the buckets were like, yeah, you've already kind of kicked out a few people that we like. We need to add someone in of some value. So we grab him. Anyways. He's getting the boot, and then we bring in MJ Duffy. Okay, so this was actually pretty good, AJ. The starting Hadwin, Grillo, Yeager. Okay, so I'm going to put my spin on this, all right? I don't want to see KH Lee. I got no issues, but he's been showing up a lot. We already got rid of Gordon, which is totally fine. Yeah, I think that's fine. That's fine. I don't want to bring back Thorbjornsen just to see what would happen without KH Lee. So I'll run this just here. These are my lineups now, AJ. I'm hijacking your lineups. So yeah, something like this right here. It already worked out in the way that I would want it. 49.4 is probably too much money to leave on the table, but I really like this lineup. This seems like a pretty decent GPP play. So I'll get rid of that. Batia's going to get the boot, which is totally fine. I kind of want to see Nick Hardy and Carson Young together, but I'm cool with one or the other because, like, so we could find someone like $500 a little bit more expensive, and there's really nobody. Like Michael Kim, I could go back to Michael Kim. I really don't like anybody else. Oof. Gim? Okay. Yeah, no. I'll add Gim. That's actually a good choice. Benny Ann to go with Nate Lashley and Cody Gribble. Yeah, that one's fine. I probably want one more 7K golfer though. Got to get to work at 3:30. See you guys tomorrow and good luck. Go Quest. Hey man, Jay, thank you for stopping in for the time being, and good luck to you too. Have you made any sexy lineups yet? No, I have not. I don't. Well, I may have with the lineups I built last night. I feel like I have. I feel like I've made a couple that I like. But so far during this stream, I mean, shot like Harden, you can get my back here. I don't think we've seen one like seriously sexy lineup. One mid sexy and another that was decent, but I don't know. We've made some good ones. It's our first Ben Martin showing, and Michael Kim and SH Kim. Yeah, okay. I gotta save this because this is so different than any of the other lineups that I've built. And I don't think I'm gonna see Michael Kim, SH Kim, and Ben Martin together. So that's pretty good. Okay, Shalik Harden's lineups were sexy, but I feel like he's biased. There's our Kazire. Okay, interesting. All right, so like I said, I'm gonna put my spin on this. I want. Oh yeah, we're adding Gim. Adding Gim. That's actually a good. I kind of was thinking the same thing. Something like that, but it breaks. So that sucks. What I was gonna say is I want to make sure we select 6K. So the 6K all down here, I just go ahead and just make it a 1. We hit run optimize. I don't want Paul Haley, and it might just select Montgomery a bunch here. Yeah, I don't want that. I don't mind Montgomery. I was talking about him earlier, Chad. I know he's kind of one of your guys. I with the lineups that I built earlier, I have like 16% exposure to him. Oof. I don't know if I can actually, like I said, okay, so So, like I said, I'd want that rule to select 3 of the 4 that I'm going to highlight. If we add Henley, we kind of make a more like a balanced lineup. And then we just mix and match Hadwin, Grillo, and Jaeger. But I think I want to add Ludwig to it because I think I want a 10K guy. I don't want to just be like it's always Russell Henley with that combination of those 3 guys. Because what I'm getting at is, so if like I like Carson Young, and I also like a lot of the $7,300 golfers, and I don't even mind like Peter Quest to add to all of this. That was Sam Stevens, but like those guys. I can't, like, I have to leave a lot of money on the table, and I don't necessarily want to in order to make a lineup like that work. So it's always going to try to reach for golfers up here, and obviously I kicked out KH Lee. KH Lee worked well. I don't know. I guess let's try with Palmer. I don't know how I feel about that, but maybe Palmer will get us onto like Carson Young, and I'm going to remove the 6K rule, by the way. Love Monty, he's angry. What's he angry about? Okay, so yeah, so something like this I kind of like a lot. Cam Champ. I do have a couple Cam Champ lineups that I don't mind whatsoever. Gee, I'm gonna save this one because why not? Michael Kim, former JD winner, hidden in the mid 7Ks. Yeah, I have a good Michael Kim lineup. Lineup that I like a lot. So Palmer's kind of being forced with SH Kim. Okay. Let's see here. What's the time? 10:17. Okay. I think at 10:30 Central Standard Time, I'm probably gonna quit making lineups and start talking about ReignMakers for those that are interested. Okay, something, this isn't terrible. Like Harrison Endicott, I don't mind, you know, building a lineup or two with him in it. There we go. Nick Hardy is what I want to see. Russell Knox, it's not terrible. Is Monty angry though? He seems like a docile person. He's tall, but docile. AJ, still here. Love that. Are you want to talk about ReignMakers a little bit later? Oh, I can't do something. I mean, like Todd's not a terrible play this week. I should probably change my feelings about Todd. Because like I don't want to play him, but the optimizer's like, hey, this is not terrible. There's Snedeker for you, Barry. Sneds with Palmer and Cooch. If this was 5 years ago, they would be in the 9K range. It'd be flipped. Hadwin would be in the 6K range. Yeah, it would totally be flipped. Jaeger wouldn't even be on the leaderboard. He'd be like 6,100, 6,000. He would have Monday qualified and we wouldn't have been able to play. No idea. Ooh, Gordon Sargent with Tyler Duncan. AJ, are those the starter cards? Because that's a good place to be. Okay, so yeah, it doesn't really work for me to build. So let's say like I'm thinking about building something into this column and just getting rid of the AM PM stuff. I'm thinking about creating like two core groups that I could call AM PM if I wanted to, I guess. And what I could do is then build that conditions in there, right? So what I could do is make a min of like 3 and a max of 4 or whatever it is. And that way it will do those conditions for me. I should probably do that and just get rid of this. I do kind of have a rule with AM PMs that I don't want so much of one or so much of the other. So we'll see. Sneds is deads. I don't disagree with you, Chad. I was just kind of talking about that with Barry, where it was like, I don't know how I feel about Snedeker. Like, I thought maybe last week would be a good place for him, but then he was over par. Like, that's not a good place to be. All right, so AJ, then run Grillo. Okay, let me see if I can find, do we have any more lineups to build? Anybody that put lineups in there that I just didn't see? Okay, I see Ian with Hadwin and Hardy. AJ, where was that? Okay, yeah, no, we're down a little bit further than that. Oh, Luke came in here. Luke, are you still here? I'm sorry, man. I totally missed your message. Luke Lorish, what do you think about Hadwin? He's going to be a chalkier, but he did almost win a few tournaments this year. I really like Hadwin this week. Sorry for missing your message. Barry said no Todd. Yep. Henley McCarthy bow. Okay, yeah, we talked about that. So I think we're on Ian's with Hadwin and Hardy. Let me know if I missed someone. between AJ's request and Ian's request. Okay, I'm all caught up. So I might have missed one lineup request. Oh, Luke, wonderful, dude. Yeah, I hate at least I don't get enough messages yet where I should be missing some, but obviously some of these go by kind of quick, and I do miss some. Hadwin and Hardy. I kind of like this because obviously, you know, I wanted to play Hardy earlier. Where we are? There we are. I wanted to play him earlier with that combination, but it wasn't working all that well. I imagine KH Lee is going to be included here. Yeah, and Taylor Montgomery. So there we go. We get Hadwin and Grillo once again. Gordon, Hardy, KH Lee, Montgomery. So I think what I want to do right away is just get rid of Gordon. Although I do like Gordon, but let's go ahead and just get rid of him. We are not doing an ad. The hell? There we go. Ooh, what is this? Interesting. Svensson, I don't know. If I see another Montgomery KH Lee lineup, I'm probably gonna remove that. You can skip that one if you want to move on to ReignMakers. Well, I got 7 minutes left. Zach Johnson's eating some member berries. I love that. That's funny. Getting ready for his version of the US Open. Is his version of the US Open the John Deere Classic, or is his version the Open? He's played well at the Open before, I think. But I think you mean John Deere Classic. Which I agree. Okay, so Montgomery and KH Lee. I want to get rid of Montgomery first. You got a Max Homa. Is that Austin Cook? And then is that Wyndham Clark? So Homa and Clark are great cards. How'd you get them free? Booster pack? This lineup is so close to being exactly what I want to see. Carson Young, Nick Hardy, Hadwin and Grillo. I don't care for Benny Ann or Brennan Todd. So I'm actually going to remove Brennan Todd. I kind of hijacked your lineup, Ian. But I kind of want to see these guys anyways. Okay. Yeah, Austin Cook's kind of the only bummer out of those. Booster gift pack? That's awesome, dude. Are those all core cards? Or did you get some rare cards? That's correct. Luke, that is correct. It is his tourney. Yeah, Iowa guy playing in Iowa. Well, the Quad Cities is on the border of Iowa and Illinois, but the golf course is technically on the Illinois side, so it's technically in Illinois, if you were all wondering. Hadwin Grillo, Steven Yeager. Hey, it's happening. I'm actually... Is it the only way we can get there is like to have Nick Hardy with these three guys is if we have to include KH Lee? I mean, that's how the buckets work a lot of times. Clark was rare. That's awesome. Those are some good pulls, dude. Good pulls. So I like this one too. I don't really want to get rid of Nate Lashley, but I do want to get rid of Benny Ann. I don't really care for Bob Shelton. Yeah, I could get behind something like this. Okay, how about this? We are gonna force the optimizers to select a 10K golfer. And it'll be Cam Young. Oh. Ooh. Henley. I don't want to see. Okay, I want Ryder, but I don't want to see Kuchar. Oh, Nick Taylor? Damn, dude. That one was so close to being exactly what I want to see. Well, I guess Nick Taylor's not terrible, right? Sure. Sure. I'll save this one because I don't see how I'm playing this one just by eyeballing it. Okay. So let's do 2 more and get into ReignMakers. I'm going to remove Nick Taylor. David Darnitzer, are you in the chat, by the way? Just want to see if you're here. Yeah, Ryder. I don't want to see Joel Damon. I don't mind seeing. Okay, so if Mark Hubbard's going to be included with these guys, I know they're kind of chalky, but that's fine. All right, sweet. I'm going to start talking about ReignMakers here shortly. Just want to make sure you were here. There we go. This is the, well, do I actually have this lineup saved somewhere? I think I do. Here's a lineup I like. Oh, that was with Matt Kuchar. Whatever. Oh, I had one similar to that with Emiliano. Okay, so Ludwig Aberg, Adam Hadwin, Emiliano Grillo, Michael Kim, Sam Ryder, and Cody Gribble. Don't mind that one. Ooh, yeah, Kevin. So they all have Sam Ryder in it. Kevin Yu, Michael Kim. So Adam Hadwin, Grillo, Steven Yeager, Michael Kim, Kevin Yu, and Sam Ryder. That's another one I like. So this one I like quite a bit. All right, one more. So we get rid of Gribble, which is fine. We'll see what happens here. Straka with Marty Doe. Straka. Okay. Hey, man, I haven't seen this come up yet. I'm saving that one too. Love it. All right. As promised, let's go ahead and get into ReignMakers. Did I just save over that last one? I did. There you go. Cool. Alrighty. I'm gonna go ahead and remove that pin. All right. So I have my ReignMakers up. When it comes to ReignMakers, I think the first place you need to go, if you haven't started playing ReignMakers yet, is to the promo page on the ReignMakers little tab up at the top. So you go there and you go to rewards, you can find promos there. This is where you're gonna find your free starter pack. Now, this is bugged, so I think all of us, we can come here and see. It says claim here. But if I go to claim here, I have already claimed my starter pack. The big key with starter packs, so don't do this yet. Oh, Chad, peace out, man. The big thing with starter packs, you should claim these starter packs when the field has like Scotty Scheffler, John Rahm, or maybe Rory McIlroy. But I would just, if you were doing it this year, and it might be a little too late for that now, but if you're doing it this year, wait until the field's big. Because when you claim a starter pack, it is based off of who's in the field for that event, for that week's event. So this is the John Deere Classic. Do not claim your starter pack for the John Deere Classic, unless they change it from when I've been listening to other ReignMaker shows talk about this. Unless they've changed it to where, like, you know what, we're going to make sure you get one of the top 3 guys in the PGA Tour. Just don't do it. So when you claim it, you're going to get, what, 6 starter cards? Or maybe 8 starter cards? I can't remember what it is. I think it's 6. I think you get 6 starter cards. Those starter cards cannot be traded. They can, however, if you were to go to My Cards, you go to this Craft and Burn, you go here, go to PGA Tour, you can actually change out your starter cards for the guys that are shown here. You can see some recipes were already sold out, so you could have a chance to get Emiliano Grillo, you had a chance to get Adam Schenk, and a chance to get Matt Kuchar. The first one comes out like on a Monday, so these recipes will come out on a Monday or a Tuesday. So I'll just show you what this looks like. I'm not going to, because I've got some really good starters. But let's say you wanted Ben Martin on your team. You can see this little +1 here. Here, let me zoom in just a little bit. That's fine. Or maybe zoom out a little bit. I will go here. Sure, this is fine. So what you can do is, like, you can see your starter cards, whatever you got. So you can see I have Jon Rahm. I claimed mine during the Mexico Open. I've got Jon Rahm. Throughout, so the US Open, so the Open Championship is coming up. There will be some recipes for good golfers. I got Jason Day during the US Open. I got Tommy Fleetwood during the US Open. I got Shane Lowry during the US Open. I had Siwoo Kim from an earlier recipe. So, like, I've kind of crafted my starter cards to be pretty good guys. At some point in time, I would love to change out Jason Day for another, like, say, like Justin Thomas shows up. I would love to trade him out for Justin Thomas. Like, I want to upgrade. Now, here's the thing. You can see I have 5 eligible cards, which means if I go ahead and open up my lobby screen and I go up to the starter contest, I don't have anything entered. I've chosen that because I don't want to trade any of my cards and to play for the starter. Like, this is a great contest to be in. Actually, let me go back. So if you click on here and you get, like, the payout structure, you can see 1,500 people are going to get a core prize pack. That's where you kind of start out. This is where I personally, I was winning more cards. Like the Mexico Open, I put my starter cards in there. I got cash out of it. I think I won $20 because I finished inside 10 to 14. I had Jon Rahm with some other good players that week. Like Brandon Wu was there. He also finished inside the top 10. So I ended up making $20 from it for free. Just starting the starter pack, I got $20 from it. Super easy. But a lot of the other weeks that were after that, I got these core prize packs. Now, some of them you kind of get duds. You know, you might get a Scott Piercy. I mean, you might even get like a Peter Malnati, which, you know, when you could also get Xander Schauffele or Tyrrell Hatton, Matt Fitzpatrick, you know, any of those guys, you could get those in these packs. So getting someone like a Peter Malnati doesn't really help you out, but it doesn't hurt you either. Because like this week, Peter Malnati would actually be a pretty good person to slot into your lineups at the 6K range. So anyways, your starter packs, you can, or your starter cards, you can enter in these beginner, you know, you see this S right here, says starter cards only, starter set cards only. Now here's the thing, you can actually put your starter cards in different contests. So if I go to my contest, I think I've got a Denny McCarthy starter card. So you can see my, I don't care if you copy mine. But let me find, oh, it looks like one of my cards sold, so I'll have to update that. That's also another thing to mention. Here, let me go ahead and throw that on top of you as well. If I'm overloading you with data, I apologize. But so you can see right here, lineup requires attention. Player cards are no longer in your collection. So I have cards up for sale that I put in lineups. They can't be used. They will get 0 points if I don't change this. Which is another thing to note. If you have cards for sale, and they sell after lineup lock, those cards are actually in your contest. You get points for them because the person who ends up owning it after you, he can't or she can't put it into a lineup. So you actually can sell them, and it might be beneficial for you to sell them after they've locked, especially if you can get, you know, a couple bucks from it or something like that. Let's see. What I'm trying to get at is you can put your starter cards anywhere you want. Wait a minute. Justin Lauer's out? Is there something I don't know? Did he just withdraw? Out? What the hell? It doesn't say anything. Okay, well, just so you guys know, Justin Lauer is out. Update your lineups accordingly. This is the ReignMakers section, and we're talking daily DraftKings, which is fine. Well, that sucks. So we're gonna have to do some updates. Where is my Denny McCarthy starter card? Right here. I think this has got to be a starter card. So if I go to edit this lineup, you can see it says starter. So you can place him in any core position you want. So whether that's like, you know, if you go to the lobby, okay, so we talked about changing starters. If we go to the lobby and you see the requirements here, so we've got 4 rares. You can see the little 4 right with rare rarity and then 1 with core. Anytime you see this 1 core, you can put your starter cards here. Because I didn't have enough starter cards to put into a lineup for this week, I decided to put my good starter cards in where these core rarities are. So that's a strategy that you can put together. So yeah, claim your starter pack. We went through the craft and burn that you can upgrade, kind of like what Shot Like Harden said in the chat. You can upgrade your cards if you so can, or if you can. I don't know what kind of cards you guys have. But if Scott Piercy, Austin Cook, or Ben Martin are better than the cards you actually have, then you can make those upgrades right here, where you would just be like, okay, I want Jason Day. I want to switch him out with Ben Martin. You'd go down here to craft. It's kind of like right above my shoulder. You go down here and craft, and boom, it will craft it for you. But of course, I don't want to right now because that's not an upgrade for me. So that's how you would do your crafting. Now, there was something earlier in the season where you could actually recraft core cards. You could recraft, or you would take 2 of the same rarity that you're crafting, use a token. You'd buy the tokens in the shop, and then you could take a chance on swapping out 2 cards for maybe a better card, and you'd get these crafted cards. I'll show you what that looks like because I've done a couple. So if I go to my cards, and I think Xander's probably one of them. Yeah. So you can see I crafted a Xander Schauffele card. Now I've talked about this before. I think what I put in 2 cheap guys. Let's just say Peter Malnati, since we were already talking about him, and say Hank Libiota. I put 2 of those guys with a token, crafted it, opened up a new pack, and Xander Schauffele was the guy. So that was something you could have done earlier. I don't know if they're going to reintroduce that. I don't know if it was just a short time thing, but that was how I got Xander Schauffele out of 2 guys. So sometimes buying cheap cards is worth it, especially if you want to play in some contests. I think that's just fine. So that's kind of the beginning steps. Now, because you got your starters, that's one way you don't have to spend money. And now this crafting thing I just showed you, that is one way to spend money. You don't have to. You could just play with your starter cards. And every single week, if you didn't already tell, if you couldn't tell by what I showed you, there are 6 recipes they sell. So you can literally play a starter. You could do that starter contest every single week. And all you got to do is exchange the golfers that are currently playing, because these are all guys that are currently playing in the John Deere Classic. You can craft and burn these ones, so then you're always playing in a starter contest. So you don't have to spend money. But if you do, you'd go to shop PGA Tour. And to me, I think the easiest way to do this would just be sorting by golfers that you think are fine to play. Or what I did early on is I just went price low to high, and I literally read every name, and I'm like, I don't know if that's a good play. Like, I'll go through this with you guys right now. So I can scroll down, looking at these players. Oh, Scott Stallings is here. I think Scott Stallings is playing this week, isn't he? Pretty sure he is. I could be wrong. Okay, he's not playing. I am wrong. So anyways, just keep scrolling, and maybe you find some guys that are playing this week that you're like, hey, I don't mind playing. Okay, so Richie Wierenski at 47 cents. It's not terrible. By the way, I've cashed a ReignMakers lineup using all 6K golfers. And what I mean by that, because you obviously don't have a price, like there's no salaries that are included with ReignMakers, is that I could scroll down here, find my favorite 6K golfers. How about this? Peter Malnati, 77th in my model. Or how about Marty Doe? I don't know if Marty Doe is a part of ReignMakers. By the way, they all have to... Yeah, so Marty Doe is not in ReignMakers. It's an agreement that each player has to do with DraftKings in order to put their NFT on DraftKings. So some golfers aren't in here. Can't think of like one of the more high profile names. Who that might... I can't remember. Is it like Justin Thomas is in it? Justin Rose. Justin Rose is not in here. He chose to say nay. Like if I went Justin... Rose does not want to be a part of ReignMakers, and that's his option. So that's why you won't see some of the guys in ReignMakers. But anyways, yeah, if I was still scrolling through and I was like, okay, well, that didn't work out. How about Carl Yuan? We could do that, and I'm actually going to get back to... Let me not use Carl Yuan right now, because there's someone I do want to use him for a different reason. Grayson Sig. Let's see how much Grayson Sig is worth. I know he's a card that you can buy. So we go to Grayson Sig. Again, we have it from lowest to highest. You can buy him for $1 right now. Now here's something to consider. So if I go hit buy, this number right here, 2560 out of 3000. Some of you may not even know what this is. When you put a lineup together of 5 golfers, this gets added up. And let's see if it'll actually show. I can't remember. There'll be a total score. So you would add up all these numbers together, and it adds up to a total score. That's your tiebreaker. So if one of you guys wants to, you know, tie me, wants to use these golfers and put it in this contest up here, whoever has a lower total score, they're gonna leapfrog that other person. Could be by one place, could be by several places, because maybe this is going to be duped. Who knows? The fact I'm showing it could possibly happen. I'm not sure. So again, you can, like, I'll show you all of my contests and some of the disgusting lineups I have. Like this one right here. Kevin Streelman, Trevor Cohn, JT Poston, Matty Schmid, Kyle Westmoreland. You may think I might not win money, but as long as I get top 100, I'm going to win 25 bucks from that. And that's a rare contest. Again, I've got Carson Young, because like Carson Young on his own, like imagine if he finishes second place. He's going to get that 1.5 times multiplier for being in the captain spot. And just that alone will catapult me inside the top 100. Now, not just that alone. I need to have, you know, at least 3 other golfers with Carson Young to make the cut. That's another thing. So if I can get 5 out of 5 to make the cut, Carson Young finish second place, or even win the tournament, I'm sure I'm going to win the $25 that is awarded to the top 100. I'm sure I will. So that's the other thing that you put in place. I still like to use the bucket system, because the bucket system is going to tell you want a certain amount of golfers. And like I've said this before, some people want to put their best lineups in. We've talked about this several times before. If I go ahead and just put a filter on here, I'm gonna have to remove the 7K part of this. And we go like top to bottom. A lot of the top guys actually did perform well, but you're probably not winning contests unless you've got the right guys up there, like, obviously looking for the optimal lineup. So Hadwin was the top price guy last year. You had Thigala finish 16th, scored 94 points. It's probably not going to do it. So if you put like these 5 golfers together, they're the top of the salary leaderboard, and you might be like, well, these are the best golfers in the field. Well, Adam Hadwin missed a cut. So you're probably, you probably got screwed just by that. If I go to 2021, do I see the same thing with the top price guys? So if I go salaries top to bottom, no. So again, if you're using the well, hold on. I gotta scroll up a little bit. Yeah, still here. If you're using the top 5 guys to say these are the best golfers in the field, look at those results. They're terrible. You would win no money putting these 5 golfers in a ReignMakers lineup. You still have to get creative with your building process. Some people say you always put the optimal, so your best scoring guys every single time you put together. You put them in the best contest you possibly can, and you go with that. I would probably disagree, especially if you're a person on a budget like me. I'm not going to go and spend, I think the most expensive guy that I paid for was Chris Kirk. $21 is what I paid for Chris Kirk. I'll check that actually. I bought some elite cards, some rookie elite cards. Again, I'll get to that a little bit later. But that was for making more money. And again, I'll get to that a little bit later. But when it comes to like players that I wanted to play, Chris Kirk was the most expensive guy that I bought. $21 for a rare card. It was a rare card at the time. I think he's only worth like $13 now. So I overpaid for him at the time. That was actually a good price. But now, with time, just like stocks, they either go up in price or they go down in price. You kind of have to be ahead of the curve with that. Anyways, it doesn't really matter if you want to play the most amount of contests you possibly can, then acquire the most cards you possibly can. So, you could play the market game, and like Wyndham Clark, you could go ahead and list a card. So let's talk about selling. So I crafted a Wyndham Clark game, or a card. With this card, you can scroll down and see what he's being priced up for. So obviously you see $777. I could go to buy. I'm sure it's going to say I don't have enough funds. If it even... Okay, let's not. Let's see, where were we? List card. So usually when you go to buy, like I'm not too afraid to buy because it's going to show me that card. Or maybe if I just click on the card. Okay, there we go. His is a rare crafting card as well. He listed his for $80. This other person, consider this the market. So this is the floor. This would be the cheapest price right now. We'll say that's a market. So I could go ahead and sell this, or I could try to sell the item for whatever it is. So you can see the current floor is right here, 80 bucks. Let's just do $80. Now remember this, you played this into account too. I have 29. My addition is number 29 out of 120. Remember, this goes into your total score. The lower this number is, the more valuable your card is. So that's the other thing. So I've got number 29. I can scroll down here and look at these guys. 58 and 56. Well, mine's half of theirs. So what I could literally do, sell this for $85. And it will be tempting to people to buy it. Now you can see there's a royalty fee. And there's also a transaction fee. This is going to be 10%. So 10% is just going to be taken. Guess what? I crafted this card by purchasing a $10 token. And then I also put in like, maybe I put in a Justin Lauer card at the time worth $1.30. And I also put another rare card in that costs $1.50. So altogether $13 here or there to get $76, or, you know, basically $76. I think it's worth it. I don't really care that there's this royalty fee. I know it kind of sucks for some people. That's just the way to go, because there are other ways to make money, by the way. Oh, I know, shot like Harden. I see. Imagine that transaction went through. My balance isn't high enough anyways. I'd have to put funds in, so there would be one stop already. So anyways, you got to keep all that in mind. And again, you can play the stock market game if you want. You can sell your cards, you know, after a good performance. So I thought Cam Davis would go up, but I kind of bought him for kind of an expensive amount. Like if I went to one of my Cam Davises, like my 165, what did I buy him for? $13? Yeah, $12.50. I can scroll down and look. Okay, so he had a good performance, and now the floor price is $14.99. But remember, I purchased it for $12.50. So if I go to sell, or that floor price, let's just say $15, I'll make a $1 profit. That's kind of how I look at it. So again, it's just like buying and selling stocks. So keep that in mind. And I would say this, don't get too, what's the word I'm looking for? You don't want to be like, well, I'm not going to sell because his price is too low. The guy could actually be on a bad streak of golf coming up. You'd want to sell now because he's not going to be any higher than he is. So don't hold on to a card because you purchased him for $12.50, but you can only get $12 for him. Sell that as soon as possible. Of course, you're not going to be able to predict that, but if you were able to predict it, then you do it. So let me look at some of these chats. I'm sorry. The buckets could be broken because we're not factoring Scott Brown. Yeah, Lauer's out now. Yep. Harden says he's got 2 Schefflers, which is amazing. 1 starter, 1 craft. Oh, that is awesome. Wouldn't that be sweet, AJ, if all of them were on the Golf Channel? Okay, so the first question says, should we sell our best cards before the season's over? You could. Here's one thing that I've kind of been kind of a little disappointed in. I had crafted a John Rahm card. I saw 160. When I crafted this, the marketplace was 160 for him. It's now down to 133. So if you have some of your best cards right now, this is up to you, man. This is entirely up to you. Should you sell it right now to get the most profit you could? Like someone like Back 9 Bets, my friend Byron, he keeps track of this in a spreadsheet. What was the highest price this guy ever was? What's the lowest price this guy ever was? Like he's making a portfolio. He's truly building a portfolio, tracking the progress or the ups and downs of the price of the card. And that's probably something you guys should be doing too if you want to profit from doing this. So, or you hold on to it and you can play those cards and maybe profit, because that's the other thing too, right? Maybe profit from the contest you put those cards in. So we know John Rahm's going to be probably playing the Genesis Scottish Open next week. He'll be playing the Open. You'll be able to, or at least I'll be able to put him in these rare contests, because these rare contests they happen every single week basically. You're gonna have the same contest. These will be higher during the Open. It'll be top 100 get elite packs and top 400 win. This will go top 100 win $50 because they're anticipating more people are going to enter. So that's something you have to consider. Do you want to hold on to those cards to maybe profit in these contests, or do you want to sell those cards and try to profit at the time they're at their highest value? It's a risky game, right? That's what you got to figure out. What do you want to do? Like when you craft a card, I almost think it's in your best interest just to sell it right away. But on the other hand, I did during the US Open, because I had crafted a Wyndham Clark card, I did win $50 from, or I think it's 50, maybe it's 25, from a contest that had Wyndham Clark in it. John Rahm was in it because John Rahm went up the leaderboard on Sunday. And then I think Denny McCarthy was up there or something like that. So it's like I had those guys in one lineup and I got $25 for it. That $25 I could think of is now the difference between what I can sell John Rahm now for and what I could get him or what I won, you know, the $25 with. Like that, I can make that as I can in my head say, I already won that $25 back. Here's the other kicker. Rahm could go up in value in the future. So I already got $25 out of playing John Rahm. I also got $25 out of playing Wyndham Clark. So again, you could play these contests later on in the season. And to your point, Shot Like Harden, should we sell our best cards before the season's over? They will go down in value over time because the end of the season, everyone has that in mind. So no one wants to you know, because you only have so many more contests you can play with that card. So why not get the value now? Oh, what if you keep that John, or I keep that John Rahm card and I get this right here, $2,000. I will get more money from winning first place than I will ever get for selling a John Rahm card. I imagine the only way you're going to get first place is if you have John Rahm in some of these contests, right? So that's the other kind of like balancing act you gotta do when it comes to ReignMakers. It's literally, what do you think? Like Dave, I know you and we're kind of budget players. I don't know about you, Shot Like Harden, but like we're going in there and we're buying the Justin Lowers for $1. We're buying the Justin Lowers for $2, $3 or whatever. We might splurge and get Cam Davis for $6. You know, he's now $15, but we could have bought him for $6 before the Rocket Mortgage Classic, I think, right, Dave? Your Hadwin went up from 174 to 669 in a week. That's yes. So this week though, I think Hadwin is a play you do, but because everyone wants Hadwin, you sell him. Hey, here's a risk you could take, Dave. Lineup lock is in like what? Well, hold on. These contests start in 7 hours and 46 minutes from now. What if you put them up for sale now? But you put them in a contest. The risk here is hopefully he doesn't sell until after lineup lock, because that's one thing you can kind of like goad people into is, whoa, because you don't have to sell them for $6.69. You could sell them for $6 on the button and you'd profit from it. People will look at that price tag and go, I want Hadwin. This is a really low price. I'm going to buy it now. By the way, is Hadwin a core card or a rare card? Because if it's a rare card, I'd probably still hold on to him. If it's a core card, that's probably going to be the highest he'll be. Like $13, $12, $13 is probably his cap. But he would have to win this tournament and also play next week, or maybe play in the, well, no. This is probably going to be his highest he's ever going to cost. Because you got to think of like the Genesis Scottish Open. It's not really an elevated event, but there are going to be a lot of good golfers tuning up for the Open Championship, which will be the following week. And during the Open, no one is going to want to play Adam Hadwin. You like, people are going to put in their top lineups. They're going to put a lineup together with Scheffler, Rahm, Rory, maybe Justin Thomas. I'm just throwing a name out there. He hasn't been playing great, but that could be part of the lineup. And then one other guy. Adam Hadwin's not going to be a sought after card at that time. So that's what you got to take into account. I personally look ahead. So like if I were to go to PGA Tour and we go to the schedule, I like to look ahead. So I wish this was a little bit more user friendly. Well, let's say the upcoming schedule. I don't know what ReignMakers is doing for the Barbasol. I also don't know what ReignMakers is going to do for the Barracuda, but these are lesser known events. So this is where you get your Thomas Dietrich cards, because he'll be one of the top dudes. Peter Malnati will be like a 9K golfer during these events. So buying him now, it's actually kind of worth, you know, those are cards that actually might increase. Those might actually increase in value. So it might be worth playing. But then you also have the 3M Open down here. So I like to look at regular events. So we've got the 3M Open. You can kind of already tell who's going to be at the 3M Open. You just look at last year's performance at the 3M Open. Anyone that finished top 10 will be in the event because top 10s usually get automatic invites back to the event. So I'm sure they'll be. You can see Tony Finau was your past champion. So if you can get Tony Finau for cheap, he's going to try to defend that 3M Open, most likely. The other thing you got to worry about is the Open Championship is the week before the 3M Open. Golfers who play in the Open, especially if they make the cut, are going to be fatigued. They're going to be jet lagged. So you have to consider that in purchasing your cards. But you have the 3M Open, then the Wyndham Championship, and then it's playoff time. Now this is the big thing you have to consider with your cards. The first event is the top 125 in the FedEx Cup rankings. So the other thing you should do is go to the FedEx Cup standings. Let me zoom in a little bit so you can see these guys a little bit better. Scroll down to that 125 mark. So 125, we see Sung-Yul No's here. Hideki Matsuyama's 126. Holy crap. Well, if you're on Matsuyama, maybe it's time to sell. The reason we're looking at 125 around this area is these guys will be available. Sorry for scrolling down. For the first leg of the playoffs. And there will be contests for this. So over half of the PGA Tour members currently will be kicked out. They will not qualify for the playoffs. You have to consider that if you're going to hold on to your cards. So when you look at this, okay, so I have a Ryan Moore card. He's 123. This would be the last week that I'd really want to play him. After this, I'm gonna sell him. Why would I hold on to him? We already looked at the upcoming schedule. Am I holding him for the Wyndham Championship? Probably not. Am I holding him for the 3M Open? Probably not. So why would I mean, I could hold him for the Barracuda or the Barbasol. Again, I don't know if these lesser known guys, or if ReignMakers is going to have a contest during those events. So that's something to consider. But you look at some of these names. You know, Aaron Rye is currently on the outside looking in. So if you have an Aaron Rye card, maybe it's the time to sell. Satoshi Kodaira, I don't even know if he's a part of ReignMakers. But then also you can scroll up and you can see some of the guys that are currently in, like Ryan Palmer, 113, Kramer Hickok, Russell Knox. These are cards you can go and purchase right now that so far look to be good enough to be in the playoffs. That's that first week. Now, here's the other thing. After that week, of course, there's going to be points that are given to the best performers at that first playoff event. They're going to get more FedEx Cup points than they normally get because it's the playoffs. Top 70 move on to the next week. So maybe you want to just skip past all of this and get straight to the top 70. See top 70? Oh, I apologize. Nathan Johnson, you are correct. I was thinking about last week. So scratch everything I just said right there. They don't even do 125. They do top 70. Thank you, Nathan. Once I just saw this, I was like, oh shoot, I had it wrong. Top 70 in ties, move on to the FedEx Cup Championship. So again, just to look at that schedule, that's right here, August 10th, 13th. Wyndham Championship, by the way, is the last event on the PGA Tour schedule. So literally those golfers have this week at the John Deere. Some of them might go to the Scottish Open, the Genesis Scottish Open. They can also get points from the Barbasol and the Barracuda, but they're not going to get a full FedEx Cup, like the FedEx Cup points. I believe they get FedEx Cup points for the Open Championship, but obviously the lesser known guys aren't going to make it. Then you have the 3M and the Wyndham before it goes to the FedEx Cup, or to the St. Jude FedEx Cup. So someone like Zach Blair doesn't have many opportunities left. He might get kicked out pretty easy. Same goes like with Will Gordon. Like, he's gonna have to play well in the next couple events to get up there. Yeah, Nico Echeverria, probably not. Callum Tarran. Like, when you look at some of these names below, like we already saw Hideki way down there. There's Carson Young. I would get Carson Young cards if I was you guys. Guy's talented. Why not? Bezuidenhout. You might want to, you know, I don't know. This might be a good week to purchase some Bezuidenhout cards, especially if he's kind of a cheaper price, but maybe not. There's Peter Malnati, Kevin Mew. Those are all interesting cards. Kevin Streelman. Like, there's some names down here that are worth considering, but they have to play better in order to make it to those to that first leg of the playoffs. So that has to be in consideration when you're purchasing your cards or when you're going to sell your cards. So this is something you should be looking at, and you have all access. Everyone has access to this. If you have the internet, you're watching this right now, you probably have access to this. PGAtour.com, and then it's just the FedEx Cup. It's one of the top. You can't see it here, but it's one of the top menu items. So you just check that out and check some of these names. Like, what are some cheap guys that are up here? You might be able to get Adam Schenk for relatively cheap. Seamus Power, is he a part of it? I can't remember. Yes, he is. Seamus Power is how much? $392. Yeah, that kind of sucks. I don't know. I don't know if I'm really feeling $392 for, like, but he's probably going to be the cheapest guy out of some of these guys up here. Henley's probably expensive right now because it's a John Deere Classic, and he's going to be one of the top guys. Here's your guy, Adam Hadwin, Dave. It might be worth holding on to him if you've got 5 other cards that are going to make the playoffs, or you have a good feeling that will make the playoffs. We also go to Svensson. I bet you Svensson's cheap. Cheaper than Seamus Power. Oh yeah, 120. There you go. If you want a guy who's going to make the playoffs, I guarantee you Svensson's going to. I don't think he can drop that far. So he's number 20 right now. I don't think he can drop that far, if I'm being honest. So he'd be worth targeting, I think. Let's see, maybe Nick Hardy. I don't know. I mean, he's a past winner, so I'm not sure if. Sorry. If Nick Hardy is worth someone to target. 133. Oh yeah. Yeah, I might buy some Nick Hardy cards once we get off of this. Once I get off of here. Like, why not? This is also a good week to play Nick Hardy. I mean, honestly, see, out of 3,000, 403. I'm buying this shit. I'm beating you guys to it. What's this one at? 1095? Nah. 96, 402? Nah. 141? Nah. 107? Yeah, okay, never mind. We'll see. I got my one, so that's all that I needed. But yeah, that's what I would look at. Is come to the FedEx Cup standings on the PGA Tour website, check some of these names out, and just go name by name to see. And you're going to know who the cheap guys are just by names. I don't even think Sam Stevens is in here. I'd be really surprised. Yeah, so Stevens, Sam either decided not to, or because he's just that new of a guy that on tour that he's just not included. Rose is not included. Some of these other guys you're just not going to get for cheap. Could you get KH Lee for cheap, I wonder? 199? Yeah, I'll do that one. See, simple as that. So now that we kind of went through which guys you should be looking at, kind of the strategy, playing stocks, again, you got to decide when to sell, you know, at the highest peak value that they are, when to buy. You know, if you see a guy who's overpriced, like I was just talking about with who was it, Adam Schenk? Or who was the guy at 392? I can't remember, not wanting to play. But he was almost $4. I'm like, yeah, that's a little pricey. Like Adam Hadwin. Let's look at this one. Yeah, so 665 is the lowest price right now, Dave. Are you the one selling this card, by the way? So yeah, that's not terrible. And then also you can kind of see what. Oh, here you are, right here. Did you just sell this? Did you just sell this? Oh, you listed it. All right, so go ahead. Go buy that card. That's our friend Dave. That is you. That's awesome. I love that. So perfect. You're doing it 4 cents cheaper. Lovely. You see these? You can come here and look at some of the previous sales. 250. Some guy sold Adam Hadwin at 10.07 or yeah, sold him. That's a sale for $2.50. He probably didn't have an idea that Adam Hadwin was worth this much. You want to know a card that I sold earlier this week that I forgot I even had on sale? That's one thing you also have to keep in mind. Keep track of all the cards that you have on sale, because Lucas Glover, I think I sold Lucas Glover for $1.42. This is like, where am I gonna get him? I bet you, let's see how much Lucas Glover is worth. You might actually see the sale that happened with me. Okay, $2. So I didn't really wait. I didn't lose out on a lot, I don't think. Let's double check. We just gotta find eDarbs 9 anywhere. No. Can I see more? Nope, I can't. So I can only see the top few that were the most recent sales. So yeah, I can't see it. But okay, so I didn't really lose out. I think I did sell it for like $1.40 or something like that. But that guy saved 60 cents, or girl saved 60 cents in purchasing. Imagine having like a John Rahm for $130, and then the demand on him goes up. So like he gets to like 160 or 170, and you're like, oh, I got $130 in my account. I wonder how much John Rahm's worth. Or he's like $200, and you're like, what the hell? And that's also something you can do too. Is, I mean, I can't remember what the term is. Is it shorting stocks or buying? Maybe it's not shorting stocks, but you could literally find someone who is sleeping on their cards, purchase someone at the lowest you're going to see them, and then turn around and resell them like in the same day. Now, someone like Lucas Glover, that person's not going to get he's not going to get much of a profit from that, if any. He's probably going to take more costs because he's going to sell it. So it doesn't really matter to me. I don't think I really missed out. Ian's going to bed. All right, man. Good night. And good luck to you as well. All right. So now that I kind of covered the ideas of what to do with buying cards, like, it's always up to you, man. It's up to your risk tolerance. It's up to your budget. You know, don't feel like, literally don't feel ashamed. Don't be scared to play golfers in that like for that week. If you think there's a good 6K play, I mean, Henrik Norlander at $7,000. I bet you use what, 40 cents? Maybe. If you liked Henrik Norlander and you think he's going to be a good play, $0.67. Yeah, you could probably make that call and be like, yeah, I'm going to play Henrik Norlander and have no issue. Or even if you like a Harry Higgs, like I said, Peter Malnati, Ryan Moore, this is his week. If there's a time to buy Ryan Moore, I mean, I'm sure his price went up a little bit because everyone else knows this is the week to play Ryan Moore. But let's put it this way. If you went ahead and you looked ahead in time, so like we're at the end of our season now, but let's say we were looking at the full schedule. I think I bought a Ryan Moore card probably around the Valero Texas Open. I'm pretty sure it was no. Masters is when it kind of came out. It was the other Texas event, the Byron Nelson. I think I looked that far ahead to be like, I was looking at tournaments at the Charles Schwab Challenge, the RBC Canadian Open, the Memorial, primarily because there were these contests. Like, you see this top 3. If I click in on this, I think what you need to have so they used to have contests where you needed top 5 golfers from last year's event. you had to have one top 5 finisher from last year's event. So I went ahead and I was looking at all of these, and I think Ryan Moore was probably one of the guys. I think I bought him for 40 cents at the time. So, okay, not a huge uptick in price, 75 cents. Like, I'm not really getting a big profit from that, but I could get a profit, you know, if I wanted to sell him this week. I don't think if he plays well, people are going to be like, oh, there's going to be this huge demand for Ryan Moore. At most, he's going to be like $1, right? Okay. So, again, looking ahead, so if this is something for you guys to have next year or just years to come, always look ahead at leaderboards from the previous season and see some of these guys and maybe look at their course history and try to figure out when the cheapest time to buy those cards are. So like I said, Ryan Moore is on the screen. He's going to be cheap no matter what, but you could get him at some point in time for 23 cents. Like, that's what the lowest I've ever seen a card sold for, was 23 cents. You could certainly do it then. And then maybe you stockpile Ryan Moore's. Those 23 cents times 10, 230. Let's just say you double your profit, or you whatever. I mean, you're only getting 230 back, but that 230, or you'd have $4.60 on your initial 230 investment. $4.60 could get you Adam Schenk. Do 10 Ryan Moores make up 1 Adam Schenk? Maybe. You know, the other ways you can look at this. So here's now getting kind of a little bit more advanced. If we go to my card, I'm going to go here and I'm going to go to my cards. This ReignMakers leaderboard thing is something to think about. So you're like, oh, climb the leaderboard, win prizes. View leaderboard and win prizes. So up here, you've got these little buttons. You've got overall leaderboard, weekly leaderboard, reward snapshots, scoring rules, and frequently asked questions. You can see what my overall rank is and my total points. You need to understand what goes into your points, because there are snapshots that happen. Let's talk about snapshots before we talk about points. So if I go to the weekly snapshot, you can see this is updated Monday through Friday, but it runs Tuesday through Monday. Monday at 11:59:59. So for the John Deere Classic, all the cards you buy right now, there's a snapshot, a weekly snapshot. So all the cards you buy now have point totals associated with them. Those point totals continue to add up until that time right there. Monday, 11:59 Eastern Standard Time. So those points accrue for the weekly snapshot. So when we look at that weekly snapshot, look at this. Every single week, that you can be rewarded based off of your position every single week. So obviously, if you're buying cards every single week, and it's based off of the cards you buy that week, by the way, it isn't based off of the cards you sell. It isn't based off the cards you currently have. It's based off the cards you buy that week. So if you're sitting in 500 first to 1,000 place, you win $15. If you're within 250 first to 500, you win 30. You can see how it scales up. So again, it's about the cards you buy that week. So for this week, I'm going to show you what my score is. 125. Mine's already 125, and I'll tell you how I got 125. If I scroll down to see where 125 points is, I'm currently tied with these guys in 158th place. And I keep track of this, by the way. The tiebreakers are based off of your addition counts. So I'm technically in 166th place. But if I scroll down to that weekly snapshot, if we look at where 166 is, right here. If it ended right now, I'd get $50 back. I'd get $50 just for being in that leaderboard for the week. Now, you might be asking, how did you get 125 points? Did you buy 125 1-point cards? No, I did not. We scroll down to the point totals. This is really important. Let's go to the equation. Point value per card. rarity base points times set multiplier times rookie. And then if you have a green pass boost, which you had to spend you had to spend over $1,000, I think, in order to get this. I wouldn't have done that, but then it would multiply by that boost. So okay, point value per card, rarity base point. Let's start there. You know, all of us that are buying those cheap cards, cores, you're only getting 1 point for each of those cards. If you choose to buy a rare, you're going to get 5 points. Now, what would make sense is if you had a Justin Lauer card for $1, he technically should be worth $5 when it comes to the rare. Technically. It's not how it always works. And if you wanted to game the system, that's how you would think about it too. Especially if you want to work your way up the leaderboard. Elites give you 25. So keep that in mind, 25. And then obviously Legendary and ReignMakers, I'm not quite there yet. I don't even know if I'm ever going to get there because I would have to win a serious amount of money in order to do so. But you can see the point totals for each of those cards. Now, when I scroll down, so remember, it starts here. Rarity base points. So how rare is your base card? Core, rare, elite, legendary, ReignMaker. Then it gets multiplied by the set. And here's the multiplier that you get for each of these sets. So you're like, oh, I crafted a John Rahm. You're getting no multiplier from that. Oh, I have him in a starter. You're getting no multiplier for that. I got him in one of those booster prize packs. You're getting no multiplier for that. So if you got a core card and it's 1 point because it's John Rahm, like that's the funny thing about this. John Rahm is only worth 1 point in a core rarity, especially if you got him in a starter set. You might think to yourself, he's worth more than that. No, not when it comes to the scoring system. But if you ended up getting him in a prize set or even a side set, like the approach set, I think that's where these side sets are. I think that's one of them is approach set. You get these multipliers. Premium, I don't know if they're really selling premium sets anymore. I don't remember ever seeing really a premium card, but that's also available. And then Genesis. Remember this, Genesis, okay? That's important. So we scroll down. Remember there's a rookie multiplier 2 times. So I hope some alarm bells are going off in your head. Rookies are 2 times. So if I were to go back up, remember core's 1. So if you have a John Rahm, that's a core card. And you had a rookie card, by the way, you can shop for these by going to obviously the shop, PGA Tour. You see, if we scroll down a little bit, you see it says rookie status. Why don't you go ahead and click that yes. Now we're going to see all the rookie cards that we have. You see this 49-cent card for Kevin Roy? That's a core card. That's 1 point for being core. But remember, there's a multiplier times 2. Get you a rookie. Kevin Roy is worth 2 points. John Rahm is worth 1 point. You gotta remember that. You have to remember that. Rookies are by far way more valuable to this point per card system than any other card. Literally any other card, because they're the only one that get the 2 times multiplier. If you are playing the weekly snapshot, which I advise you all to do, keep an eye at where you are here. And maybe, just think of it this way. 50 cents for Kevin Roy to get 2 points. So you can add it up in your head. How many points do you need to get to 1,000 point place, right? You need to get to 1,000 place. So we scroll down to 1,000 place. Currently, it is sitting at 9 points. So you need to get 10 points. 10 points to get inside 1,000 place. So you need 5 rookie cards currently. 5 of them. Well, 5 times 50 cents is what? $2.50? If my math is correct. So you can spend right here on these 5 cards. Let's going to be a little bit more than 250. Just to get inside the top 1,000. To remember, what was that weekly snapshot? To win $15. You think that's worth it? I think that's worth it. Spend $2, let's say $3. Spend $3 to get $15 back, and then you get 5 cards that you can sell or buy, or play, I should say, sell or play. This is the weirdest thing I have ever seen, and I don't know how many people are talking about it. It's free money. Free money. You want to know how I got $15 last week during the Rocket Mortgage Classic? Show you. I'll show you this guy. This is my tip to you. So you see I have yes, that's for the rookie status down here, yes. Remember the Genesis set name gave you 5 times multiplier? And then obviously you can see this is a rare card. So this Kyle Westmoreland, who is a rookie, who is a rare card, who is in the Genesis set. Anyone in the chat right now, how many points is that? Do you remember? Rare is worth 5. Do you remember the multiplier for the Genesis set? You remember the rookie is 2 times, right? So right away, just having a rare rookie is worth 10 points. So you could actually just buy the rare card. Remember, it's cheaper to do the core way, but you could go this route. Because, well, actually the Genesis is worth way more. If you haven't figured it out yet, let's go back. I'm sure most of you guys have it. There's a delay between you and I. A rare $5, it's rare. Rare is the rarity of that card. 5 times 5. That's 25 times 2. That's 50. You get 50 points. 50 points just for buying this Kyle Westmoreland for $8. So you get 50 points. Let's take a stab at where the 50 points are when it comes to this leaderboard. So again, $8 for 50 points. Scroll up, 50 points is right here. 261. Let's see where it's 261 on that snapshot. 261, 261st place. You get 30 bucks. $8 for that one card. If the week ended now, you get $30. Now, this is going to continue to, like, the leaderboard will continue to rise because people are doing the same thing you're doing. They're trying to work their way up. So it's not just going to be $8 that's going to get you inside 260. You might have to spend another $8. You might have to spend another $8 after that. And you might have to spend another $8 after that. But if you're doing that math, that's 200 points. You want to know how I got inside the top? I just bought one card, and I got inside this mark right here, just one card. Now, so if you spend $8 4 times for that Kyle Westmoreland card, let's just do this again. If we buy 4 of these, if there were 4 of them available for you to buy, we buy 4 of these. It's $32. $32. I guarantee you are inside. You're probably close to inside the top 250 for this week because no one wants to buy cards during the John Deere Classic. So you can spend $32 and spend $32 and you probably get right in here or maybe right there. So $32 to get $30 back. It's break even. There's no royalty fee on this. There's nothing. So you get 4 free cards that then you can also turn around and sell them for $6. You get a $24 profit just for participating. You know how the reward system goes with me? If you just participate on the channel, you have a chance to win. If you just participate on ReignMakers, you are going to get money for free. Shelly Carden says, what day should we check to see what the points are at? So here's the thing. That's a good question, and it's tricky. So you are going to get the updated leaderboard Monday through Friday. You won't know. But that next Monday, you're going to see where you are. So it's Monday. Technically, it's Monday where you want to be buying your cards. And I won't lie, I've gotten most of the traffic when I sell cards on Mondays. So if you've got a card to buy or to sell it on Monday. Correct. Just like Nathan just said. Yep. So keep all of that in mind. This is a game inside of a game. Again, you get free money for participating, essentially, as long as you do it the right way. And I'm telling you, the way to do it, the way that I've made the most money, is you just target rookies. You want to see? I'll show you all the cards that I currently hold. Let's move this one and we go to my cards and I go here, and can I actually tell by if I have rookies or not? No. Well, guess what? I'll show you my sets for Genesis. Trevor Cohn's a rookie. This little emblem here, rookie. Not a Peter Malnati, but that's fine. Rookie. So let's just go over this. I'll show you my point totals for this. And I'll tell you one of the hidden gems with all of this. Trevor Cohn's giving me 50 points. Matty Schmidt's giving me 50 points. So it's 100, 150, 200, 250, 300, 350 points just from those rare cards. 350 points. Let's go back and look at the rarity. You saw I have some elite rookies. Elite 25 of the Genesis type times 5. 125 times 5, Bob, 125 points for one card. Times 2, 250 points for one elite card. So we go to rarity tier, go to elite. $43 for a Kyle Westmoreland. $43 to get 250 points. So you remember how that would probably get us, in to get $50 or even $30 in the leaderboard. This is what I did. I only bought one of those cards. I got $15 back, which is whatever. But I also sold one of my Genesis Elites. I mean, I'm tempted to buy one of these, but I just don't care. Like, if you guys want to right now, this is a hell of a deal. $43 or $44 to get 250 points to add to your yeah, it doesn't really show, but anyways. And by the way, Monday night, I bet you this goes up to $50 because this is the easiest way to get points. The easiest way to get points. I target Mondays for extra cards to get their next tier for the snapshot. I buy other cards Wednesdays to complete lineup. There you go. That's perfect. Should we wait to buy until Monday? I think you wait to buy till like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. That's when you should buy. I think well, hold on. If you're buying to get these cards, I think you do it Saturday or Sunday. And I think you sit, because I believe Monday, if you're doing it smart, you hike up the prices on Monday because everyone else is trying to get the reward snapshots. So anyways, this is also okay. So you see I have an elite right here. That's 250. So where were we at? 350. So 250 on that, 600 points. SH Kim is another rookie. It's another 250 points. So it's 500 plus, that's 850. And I also have a Carl Yuan down here. So I have over 1,000 points, 1,100 points just in those rookies. Smotherman, I'm getting 125 points from him. I'm getting 125 points from Malnati. So I had another 250. So I'm getting 1,350. 1,350 goes towards my 1904. All of these rookies go towards this. Now, this is my overall leaderboard score. So you might be thinking to yourself, well, why does the overall leaderboard score matter? It does. So we've already talked about the weekly snapshots, how you can game that. You see all of these other little snapshots: early bird snapshot, master snapshot, PGA Tour Championship snapshot, US Open snapshot. I'm going to open up this one because I did this one. I thought this worked the same way as the weekly. I thought during the US Open, if you bought cards it would be whatever place you could get into right here, you would get money for. This is based off your overall leaderboard score. So I'm currently, what place was I in? 797. So I'm just gonna, as long as these snapshots happen, if you're holding on to your cards, especially those rookies, I'll just continue to get 30 bucks. But during this week, I was actually able to jump up. No. I was always here. I was always at 30. I literally thought, though, I was, for the weekly snapshot, just to pull that one up again. So during the US Open, I bought all of those rookie cards that were Elite Genesis. I got up to here. I was actually up to here at some point in time, but as the smoke settled, I was there. I got $100 because I was somewhere in between here and there. It was like, I think I was 50th someplace or something like that. Or maybe I was I was 80th place. So it worked out. I was able to get $100 from that. And then I also at that time got that 30 bucks for the US Open snapshot. So I made $130. But then also there were promos during the US Open. I made an additional $45 throughout all those promos. Now, I spent probably $250 on those rookie cards, and I got $200 back just by participating during the US Open. Again, these are your weekly snapshots. So we're going to see. I wonder if I got this. Hold on. Top 10. Okay, never mind. Nope. I didn't get this at all. So now we got the British Open coming up. That payout will be shown to us the closer we get. So once we get that snapshot, once we get because this I'm sure this will come out in the next week. Just like the US Open, you'll get money based off of your overall leaderboard score. And again, this week you're probably not going to get a lot of people buying cards this week. So I would highly suggest go buy this Kyle Westmoreland card or any of these other guys. $50 is about where these cards are priced. 50 bucks. So if you want to invest in having a higher snapshot later, remember these are all worth 250 points because they're a part of the Genesis set. And if you didn't want the Elite, again, you could go buy these $8, $10 cards that are going to be, a little bit less. You get 5 times 5 is 25 times 2. That's 50 points. You get 50 points for each of these cards. Technically, these should be 1/4 of what you can get an Elite card for. Makes sense, right? So that Kyle Westmoreland was $44 on the Elite side of it. He's $8 here. That's less than 1/4. So this is a way better value. So go get this one. This is a way better value than the Elite one. But that's how you should actually kind of look at these cards versus their Elite counterparts. But the Elite ones will push you up the leaderboard way faster. So there's a little bit of value there. And also their edition count is going to probably be lower. So if you're actually using them in contests like I am, all the better. So this is, to me, probably one of the biggest, if not the biggest, parts of ReignMakers. I don't know how many times I've gotten these just weird, during the PGA Championship. I knew I had said this. I kind of bragged about it. I'm like, I got $30 and then I got another $15 and then I got another $15 after that. It's like, where did this, just for snapshots? I'm like, how did this happen? I don't get it. What went on? Well, I had a promo for playing a rare contest in the PGA Championship. I also was in the PGA Championship snapshot, the overall leaderboard snapshots. Those were two $15 ones. And I was in the $30 weekly leaderboard. Just for playing, just for getting cards. And I didn't even know that snapshot happened at that time. I was completely brain dead from it. But you get all these snapshots, which are just free money. So I haven't kept track of this very well, as in how much money I've spent versus how much money I've earned. I would imagine I'm probably $100 down, maybe $150, because of all the rookie cards that I sold. But I can easily get that money back by reselling them. And I'm sure you saw that with a lot of my cards listed. I have S.H. Kim listed. I also have this Trevor Cohn listed. I also have this Matty Schmid listed. So I am listing my cards to get my money back. But if you think about it, I've already made my money from these snapshots, just again for participating. So now I'm trying to sell back my cards. And honestly, you and I, we could keep selling them back and forth to each other. DraftKings will take a royalty, but guess what? That royalty will be covered by the snapshot money that we win. I don't know if that's fair play. I don't know if that voids any terms of service. I've not read into it. From what I've heard from other people's, that's part of it. You can do that. So like Shot Like Harden, you and I could just every single week, I'll take 1 week, you take the next week. We could just say you buy 5 or 6 rookie cards right now and say you buy the elite ones. I sell you my 5 or 6 elite cards that I have currently right now that are elite. That way I transfer $300 to you. You transfer $300 to me. It's a wash. We climb the leaderboard because it's based off of the cards you buy, the new cards you buy that week. So we would have to have a whole week where we don't own those cards. And then, boom, we climb up the leaderboard. I mean, I think that's right. I mean, it seems kind of schemy in a way, but I imagine that's how we could do it. So that would be the last piece. I don't know, you know, and it's probably something that you and I should do quietly. Obviously, I think if DraftKings was watching this, they already have my username and they're going to know. But if you and another friend wanted to do it, you probably could. And you could probably get away with it. It seems like it's all part of the whole experience. You know, I mean, I don't know. Anyways. So just remember, these snapshots are pretty important. You're going to make, and you can see the FedEx Cup playoff snapshot. That's going to be another one in August. And then off-season snapshots. It says monthly snapshots will occur. Spelled occur incorrectly, but you'll get money there too. So that is all that I really know about ReignMakers to this point. That is everything that I've kind of figured out. Like I said, oh, here you go. Future season utility for franchise score. Okay, so you're going to hold some of those cards, but they're going to be worth less value. So it's like you're getting something out of in return. So 10% for next season. So my 1,904 points will turn into 190, which seems kind of ridiculous. Doesn't even seem worth it, but anyways. Also, by the way, you can see when the standings have last been updated right here. It'll pop up underneath the overall leaderboard. I don't think the weekly, oh, the weekly one does too. What's going on, Jeff? I'm probably calling it quits pretty soon. We just went over ReignMakers for about an hour and 15 minutes. I kind of covered all the things that I know about ReignMakers. I'll probably extract this part out of the video and make it its own standalone video. Yeah, we figured out you don't want to pick Lauer. So, anybody have any questions on ReignMakers? Anyone that's still in the chat? I think I see 7 viewers. I'm not sure who's still here, but anyone have questions or bring something up that maybe I don't know of? Michael Thorbjornsson seems pretty decent. I like Sam Ryder as well. You could probably talk me into Henrik Norlander. That'd be fine. I'd probably go with Batia, Young, Lashley, Streelman, Kazire, Martin, Glover. We can choose those guys over Lauer. I think it's pretty easy. Maybe. AJ is still working on his lineups. I gotta figure out my lineups too. So this is last call for any questions DFS related or ReignMakers related. Let me know. By the way, did I miss anything? Have you used, oh yeah, I do that. Oh, for ReignMakers? No. So I will in the future. I'm actually going to build an optimizer to do just that. Like, I'll upload my cards, and then I will most likely use an optimizer that uses the bucket system to put together all of my cards together in the most optimal way based off the buckets, not the most optimal way based off the perceived finishing position of the golfer, like, you know, putting all your studs together and stuff like that. I don't mind Raimi, AJ. I don't mind Raimi at all. Check your strokes gain approach, guys. I don't know what that means. Have you used, okay, yeah, so Nathan, again, no, not yet. Jeff, did you just do that this week? Good luck, shot like hard. Opening up cards this week probably wasn't the right. You should have watched the beginning of my video. By the way, shot like Harden, how'd you feel about that Rainmaker section that I just did? Was that insightful? Did that, did you learn anything new? Okay, last week was probably a better week to do it, but unfortunate you didn't do it at like the Wells Fargo or the US Open, where you could have got really good starter cards. All right. AJ says it blew my mind. Yeah, there's a whole strategy part to that. Like I didn't know until I you know, kind of got my hands dirty with it. I mean, eventually I'll probably create a ReignMakers pod. I'll probably do that like Wednesday nights most likely. Or no, I could probably do Thursday or Friday. Really doesn't matter. Because ReignMaker, oh, I forgot to mention contest selection. AJ, just so you know, maybe I'll add this in. When it comes to contest selection, what I like to do above and beyond anything else is look at how many how many people are entered into the contest. Click on the payout structure, look down at last place, and you can see it's like, we just say top 3,000 win, but it's like 1,000 to 3,000th place, you get $5. $5. 3,000th place, by the way, there are 2,200 people, so it's only paying out the top 1/7, okay, to get $5. Top 1/7 to get $5. Come down here, top 500 win $5. 2.5k people are in this contest. Top 500, so that's 1/5 of the people win at least $5. We scroll down here, 2.4K is in here. Well, what's the payout structure here? It pays out to 104 and you get $5 there. So let's just call it 100th. 124th gets money from this. The top 124th, that's not good. 250 rare packs, top 1750. So I look at the top 1750 because I want to win. Whenever I'm playing, I just want to win. I want to win something. So you can see most of my lineups are in here. 1750, 7.1K. So like 1.75, double that, that's 3. And then it's 3,500, you double that. So it's 1/4. 1/4 of the player pool wins from this contest. So currently of all the cores, this one's actually pretty good too, since there's 8.9K, top 2,000 win, but you're just getting a booster pack, which is fine. That's actually not even 1/4. So this right here, this contest right here is the best contest to be in, to win something. And you have a chance to win a rare pack if you got a good lineup in there. When you scroll down, same thing applies with the rares. So if you got some rare cards that you can enter into some of these, it's best to do that exact same thing. Top 100 win 25. This is 1/7, so it's not super great. It was much better earlier on, but that's okay. Like if I put my best lineups in here, I have a good feeling that I can get inside the top 1/7 to win $25. Free money, right? Obviously, I invested in the cards to get me here, but by all means, this is a good chance to win $25 back. 800 people. What's our payout here? Top 60. So obviously 60 go into 800. How many times? Let's see, 64, 70, 76, 11. So top 112. If I'm doing top 113th. Make money from this one. So that's not super great. Top 300 win out of 2.2, so top 1/7. That's not also super good. This was better earlier on. I have most of my lineups here. Same kind of applies down here. 184 people. Top, okay, I thought this was better. Top 25 win. So not super great. But this is kind of what I think about when I'm entering contests. I want to win something back. So I'm entering contests where I'm going to win something back. JK goes, your channel would definitely benefit from the ReignMakers contest. I love Henley this week and Palmer. So you're saying I got a chance? Yes, AJ, you have a chance. I have a good feeling this week knowing I incorporate group ranks with my current process. Awesome, dude. Yeah, keep me informed. I'd like to know. Okay, so I think with that being said, I forgot to mention this, but I'm glad I added it. Again, I can clip all of this, put it into its own standalone video. Hopefully that all helps out. But yeah, this is what I really look into. So 201. What's on my payout structure? Oh, top 10. Yeah, okay, so the top 120th win money from here. Oof. And that's kind of how I look at it. So what's the low? $400. Actually, that's pretty good. $400. Ooh, I might actually think about. I don't have any good lineups, but $400 would just pay for all of my money, or all my cards that I have currently. Okay, guys, I think that's what we're gonna call it, though. Appreciate everyone hanging out. This was a 4-hour stream, mostly because we talked about ReignMakers, but it was good. That's all that I have. I want to ask if you have any more questions, but if you do, just email me. I'll email you. I gotta get back. I gotta get to building some lineups before it gets too late. So yeah, I'm not even gonna do a giveaway reminder. Check out the beginning of the video to do giveaway reminders. I'm just gonna go straight into the thank you. Thank you all for watching. Hopefully y'all do well. If you like the video, leave a like, comment, subscribe, get a part of the giveaways just by participating on the channel. I'll see you in the next one. All right, bye.